I just think it's a good idea. I just think, and I'm not talking like just specifically ramen. I'm talking like chicken fettuccine alfredo. I'm talking like angel hair spaghetti. Oh shit. I need that. Did you preemptively tell Cloud it was fucked up? You guys were Cloud was saying something fucked up, and you said that's fucked up before Cloud said it. I was just. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, you know what? No, because I just realized the audio isn't working for you guys. So all of that horrid shit that Cloud just said will never be released. Test, 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 test. Nope. Hold. Test. Oh, let's see. Okay, there we go. Test. Somebody else test.
Hello.
Test,
There we go.
test.
Test.
And then real quick before we do anything,
Hello?
let me go here and go.
Mr. Obama?
Everyone? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do an everyone tag. Who cares?
I just do
Ooh,
everyone
got
tags
it.
because I feel like anybody who's not everyone probably has it suppressed.
True.
That
I
works.
sure do.
Exactly.
Sorry, I need to go live again. Music, go. Okay, music is live.
My dice are live.
Oh,
What?
where?
Art stuff.
Art stuff. Oh, there it is. What? Holy! Wait, is this?
They
Yeah,
pretty.
This dispel dice. This fucking
Ooh,
dispel
Cody.
dice.
You know what you could do?
I
is
ordered
you
these
could
for
put-
Lex months ago
Yeah.
from the Kickstarter.
You
and
could
I was
put
just
up, like,
waiting.
a picture, like you have for Lucis and
I love
Alia
the
on
box.
top of Eileen
box
and
is
Alita
gorgeous.
too, so that even if you go into Discord, it like blocks it. You know what I mean?
That's a great idea.
Also, you'd have to do it for mine, just like a black box or something.
Oh my god.
That's a great
These
idea.
are expensive as fuck, dude. Like,
And just put it like under the layer for the cameras.
Yeah, and the box
Even
is
when you go
the
to
is
Discord,
like,
goes
you
to
know, a
that.
nice little wormwood box.
yeah, that's expensive. That's a gorgeous box, though. Holy
It's so
shit.
pretty. I put my loose dice in it.
It is so pretty. I'm so glad you got this for her, for Lex Cloud. This is so great.
E.
This is gorgeous.
It's very, very cool. And I have more
Alright.
dice to fuck up with.
How are these weighed? Like, are they like
They're really
Are they-
light.
Test,
light?
test,
They
test.
look heavy.
No,
The singular dice is deceptively light.
they're all really light.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just
it
very
like-
strange.
They're
Is
not
it-
made out of metal. I don't.
No, they're like plastic
Yeah, the resin, I think.
resin. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't grab my dice. What am I doing?
Is it
you
like
won't need them.
We don't.
is
need
it balanced? I always wonder if they're
That's what I'm
balanced.
wondering right now. I was just rolling and I got like 4 8s in a row.
I would.
And but then it started changing.
I would hope they're balanced for their price point. That would be absolutely insane
Yeah.
if the dice were not balanced with their price point.
I don't. It's kind of hard to say because with all these like the decorations and the especially resin, it's like it's difficult to make it accurate. So I'm kind of wondering, but I'm pretty sure they did a great job. So I'm fairly certain it might be at least a little bit balanced. Any more than normal dice?
It seems like, you know, relative. It's I think I don't know. I'm not a person. I don't know how to How did
Just
Okay,
the
on the
salt
Dispel FAQ, are the dice balanced? They are balanced for casual tabletop play. For inclusions used in our dice are very close in weight to the resin they are suspended in. They do not create any significant balance issues when properly rolled. They are not balanced for high stakes casino level play and would not be suitable for such use.
Well,
Casino
that
D&D?
kind
Well, yeah. I am
So
just
I
you
would
guys lost a bunch
say-
of gold.
I guess like some TT RPGs or something like that. Like not RPGs, like the card games. TCGs, they're fuck. Maybe
Yes,
for that it wouldn't
those.
be used for. But I mean it sounds like the typical dice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, typical dice.
they seem like dice. Very-
Alright.
Are
Ready
they
to go?
edible though? Okay. so
No,
did you check?
not about to bite them, Rika.
No, and I never said bite them, just
Bite the
swallow 'em.
forbidden candy.
Just bite, just swallow.
I don't want that to come out of me.
Just think of him like a jawbreaker.
No,
My jaw feels broken.
I'd rather not.
We done?
No,
Yes.
We done? No, there is more tomfoolery to be
I
had.
don't know why you're asking if we're done or not. The answer is no,
I see.
always. See, that's what I'm saying.
I was very curious about this dice, okay.
Wait.
Waiting.
What about your dice? What die?
Artimac.
What dice are you curious about?
No, I was just saying to Chris,
All
that I
right.
was very curious about your
About my
Oh,
what?
No.
About my dice?
No, forget it. It's mine. Never mind.
Chris, I want us to
You
do
want to
this.
see my dice? Seduce my dice?
Everything. Sure.
I lick them.
They're kind of sharp.
I bite them.
It just
I
makes it
want to
more
write a
fun.
love letter because I heard that's what you do in your D&D games, Chris. I actually wrote one. I'm gonna read it to Cloud now.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
E is for eugenics. U is for you and me.
Spell eugenics.
Where's this going?
N for anything.
There's
and
there's a
anyone
G
at all
you're missing.
down here in the deep blue sea. You. Oops.
Nugetics?
You spelled uni so far.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Okay.
The work in progress.
Cody is Korean.
Do I get inspiration?
Do you have it currently? Because you get it taken away.
Let's just go with a no then.
All right. So, where we last left off, you guys left from Exoni and started to make your way towards Lastia again, back towards the Great Lifts, and had made your preparations to leave, going through some miscellaneous objectives. What was Isar looked into the book and found a clue. What did other people do?
Pets.
Alita got the
Lou's made a
hole in her
sending
soul.
scroll. Oh
Lou's
yeah.
made a sending scroll. Alita got the hole in her
Minotaur.
soul fixed. Yeah. I'm talking about like the miscellaneous stuff that you guys did.
Adia got a dog.
Yeah.
I got a dog
I
and,
only got a
and
fucking
Ali
bird.
got a falcon. That's
That
named
happened.
Gooch.
Yeah,
You have that.
Gooch and
Forgot about
Anchovy. Gooch and Anchovy.
Goot and anchovy.
They got another flashback. She knows.
Did
where-
you craft your bombs yet? No, I don't think Eileen crafted bombs yet.
I
No,
didn't buy the
because this
stuff
is
for
the
it.
first I heard of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't,
right, you
I
did.
didn't buy the stuff for it because I have 7 silver to my name
I see.
because we were robbed by those bandits.
Right.
The pet store.
Right.
And then they gave us animals.
Keep us quiet.
Imagine you get fucking robbed by bandits.
These
Like, here,
weird-
have some pets.
Yo.
Bandits are
Thank
real
you.
weird in this part of the world.
All
They
right.
call Santa.
But we pick. Oh, and yeah, you encountered a minotaur who was under a curse by some hag or some sort of strange witch, and you attempted to help in the best way you could, although not a permanent solution. And he left the crossroads. But we'll pick up with all of you at the crossroads, waking up in the morning. And hang on. Check my timeline real quick.
I'm scared.
So Alita shit talked us the battery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Battery.
Isar, I mean, not Isar. No,
No, you got it.
Alita.
One more.
Too many vowels. Alita argued with a toaster.
Toaster on toaster balance.
Wasn't there a movie about that? The little toaster.
The little toaster that could.
Thank you. I'm so glad
Toaster on a
somebody.
bath?
I'm so glad that. If it was just silent after I said that, would have been fucking miserable on my end.
You ruined a great opportunity, Rika.
What? What?
It was
Huh?
Lex too. They were both
Absolutely devastate Cody. Ruin his entire night.
Look,
This
we
kills
don't
the
have,
Cody.
We don't have. We don't have self-discipline. We don't spout shit out of our house.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least I would. At least I would. Anyway.
there.
Would?
Brave little toaster. That's what it's called.
Brave little toaster.
Pete got
Why
it.
did we both say the toaster, the little toaster that could?
You guys are thinking
You
of
guys
the little
were-
engine that could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that
Oh,
is.
shit.
Which
it was-
would have been a more apt comparison for this engine.
I don't know what that is. What is the little engine?
He's trying to bring it back to D&D.
Anyway, we pick up with you all
I'll
at
try,
the
man.
crossroads,
I think I can. I
and
think I can.
awakening on the next day, heading off into your journey. As you wake and get all of your equipment prepared, does anyone want to do or talk about anything before you disembark?
Has Adia still not been able to sleep yet?
You were not able to sleep.
God, motherfucking.
Can I try and get to my spells, please? Can I try
You
and
what?
cast? May I cast Lesser Restoration on her?
Sure.
Will it do
You
anything?
walk over and cast Lesser Restoration. You see a surge of a green light overtake Adia, but nothing overtly happens.
Okay. Well,
what was that supposed to be?
well, that was a Lesser Restoration spell.
Oh.
I hope it helps.
Am I
Do
hot micing?
you?
Yeah, a
no.
little bit.
Oh, what was it? Do you perhaps happen to have a spell that could make me sleep, perchance?
Do I have sleep? No.
Hypnotic pattern.
Do I have that? Probably. I have something hypnotic. Oh, I have hallucinatory terrain.
Can make you imagine you're falling.
Let me just get that on you for a moment.
I was about to say a terrain of sheep, but there he
No.
goes.
Oh. We okay?
Still there, good.
Yeah, it's still happening.
No, it's not for me. I hear that too. I'm seeing that Discord is lighting my mic up though.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Oh, maybe that's Rika?
Yeah, I'm
What?
good now. I'm good now. I hear that static that you're talking about though.
I don't hear any static.
Yeah,
it
then
could
it's
just be
Rika.
that
Rika.
I have Rika lower.
Wait, Rika, mute your mic. Everyone quiet.
Yeah.
it's Rika.
Yeah,
Rika,
okay.
there's like a
Oh.
really, really, really quiet static coming from your mic. Like
That
very,
could-
very slight.
That could be my just lower me. It could be just my AC.
Probably. Do you have noise filter on?
It's so inaudible. We're not gonna worry. We can't hear it.
Just in Discord, there's an option for noise cancellation. Just turn that on.
Noise suppression.
Yeah, noise
Yeah.
suppression. Just turn that on.
Yeah, I turned it on.
There you go. No
Yeah,
noise.
we don't hear it anymore.
Awesome. Okay.
I didn't hear it to begin with. I think they're gaslighting you.
All by
Same.
most.
I would never gaslight my friends ever.
Wow.
Me and
Well,
Cody,
there you go.
never.
I don't even
ever.
know
Uh-huh.
that. I can't even spell gaslight.
I can't read.
Can't spell eugenics either.
So if you did spell it, I
That's a
wouldn't be able to
positive.
tell if it was right.
I saw
Wow.
a goth chick fuck up somebody's haircut today. Just throwing it out there.
God damn it! Can we
She
focus
just
on the
fucking ruined him.
Anyway, yeah.
And he just
so
took it.
I would have.
What are we doing?
Well, loose cast Lusher restoration on Adia.
No effect.
No effect. No, I'm sorry, I don't have the sleep spell.
Oh. That's maybe when we get to the city, I can find a cleric and ask, perhaps. This is I think this is more than the trauma at this point. Something strange is going on with me. The fact that I could not sleep for over 5 days, 4 days.
Loose nods. It is really rather strange. I would think you'd be exhausted.
I feel perfectly fine, except for some of the skills that I use, they're not being restored. Or I don't feel rejuvenated from them coming back. So that could be a problem.
I'm sure it'll work out just fine.
Hopefully, we do not meet any troubling things on the road.
Wow, flags. Yeah, I do hope this trip will be easy for once.
Isar and Eileen, both of you, as you kind of gather your gear and wake up in the morning and are preparing your things, both of you notice something. Gathering your weapons, you initially had thought maybe it was just part of the design. Maybe it was just a part of how the weapon was, or how your weapon was, look like the design of how it looked when it became the Kindred Dance. But looking down at your weapons, you notice that there are streaks across them. They look like very, very straight tally marks, deep cut into your weapon, like the cracks that spread out just below the core of the central golden one for Asar's and deep violet purple for Eileen's. And you see 3 strikes, 3 tallies carved across each of your weapons. The first one, as you look at them, you kind of understand this is the Kindred Dance marks beings that you have intent on in some sort of way, some sort of grudge or grief towards, an intent and a desire or a willingness to kill some creature or target person in a specific way. And you kind of gain this understanding. The first one, the first mark, is always present, being the Kindred Dance itself's desire for revenge or grief that it holds for his son, the dancer's son that was lost many years ago. But there are 2 other tally marks that are also on the weapon. Isar, you feel one of them belongs to you, and Eileen, you feel another belongs to you.
Oh.
But neither of you know where the other comes from or what it's for, other than your own.
Did I notice these
I
marks?
updated the Kindred Dance handout of a final paragraph that kind of has that verbiage.
Did I notice the marks before this night?
You kind of just thought that there was just like a design, just 2 strikes or 2 streaks, because if they had been there since you first created the weapons or imbued your weapons,
But the third one
it kind of
just
just
popped up.
the third one just popped up this morning.
Could Eileen piece it together? Because I did.
You could probably gather that it's from Asar and that it may be directed towards the witch.
Okay.
You can definitely feel that it doesn't belong to you.
Gotcha.
But yeah, both of you notice this third tally mark and understand this innate nature to the kindred dance now. Anyway, you all are ready to disembark?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you gather your things and head off to continue your journey. Right before you leave, or as you're leaving and kind of walking on the outskirts of the crossroads, you see a figure approaching from the other direction and seemingly walking directly towards you. As many caravans are kind of gathering their things and going on their way, this lone figure is walking directly towards you all. It is a cloaked and hooded figure, the hood blocking the sun. And you can see beneath the hood there are swirly, sylvan-looking facial tattoos that glow with a bright, ethereal white color. Beneath the hood, you can see a dark-skinned drow woman, just the slightest bit of soft features and a green sash drawn tightly around the waist. As the figure approaches, Adia, you notice that the figure uses a sign language that you're familiar with and greets you, and you can see them sign, "Greetings, Seeker."
Adia's ears and tail just perks up. It's like, and then like she does the same hand signal back, like greetings. Did not expect you to be here.
You can see her staying underneath the hood. It looks like she's sensitive to the sun, being a drow, and she signs back to you, "May we speak freely in front of your guests?"
Adia nods excitedly.
She steps closer and stands before you all. She gives a deep bow. "Hello, Sika. Pleasure to see you." You recognize this person as actually an apprentice. You hadn't really spoken to her much, but she was an apprentice to your direct contact, the Dolan Thul Zarkul, your
Okay.
direct Itibian sector contact.
Yeah.
She is one of the apprentices of him.
I did not expect to meet you here. I do not know the pleasure of your name.
Virion Liok.
Virion Leok. Thank you.
Yuck.
Yok.
Oh.
I think. Okay.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Sika. Green.
It's a pleasure to meet you too. What brings you here? Especially all the way out here.
I have been tasked by Duldan Thul to speak to you.
Oh, Professor Frizz. Oh, yes, right. What did you need to speak to me about? Is it something important? Is it an emergency?
We have, at the sector, we lost sight of you for quite some time, and upon checking in, we realized the grave danger that had befallen you, and I wanted to give my deepest apologies and condolences for the events that took place. She gives a deep bow towards you, and Professor Duldan Thor would also like to apologize for his misgivings and transgressions.
I accept the apology, I suppose, but I'm not quite sure what you're apologizing for. I'm quite certain.
It is the job of your protector, your contact, to make sure that nothing beyond your capabilities approaches you, or that you do not take on any sort of responsibilities beyond your range. And it seems as though such a event had taken place. Professor Doldantor, according to rule, should have addressed it with you, but we could not find you.
She's just like standing there, like thinking about all the shit that they went through so far. Like,
Yeah,
and like she's also like, well, thank you. I suppose I will admit I was not aware that such a thing was in his prerogative, considering. Anyway, my childhood.
As a means to rectify the events, I have brought this. And she pulls out a silken cloth that is wrapped around a small box and presents it towards you with her head bowed.
Thank you. And like, she bows back and she takes it gently, and she kind of looks at Anchovy and looks at her. It's like, do you wish to hold the anchovy? As I
thank
look
you.
at this. Oh, all right. He's very friendly.
Do you require any more identification signets?
I believe I still have enough. Of course, more will be welcome considering the travels we have gone through. Should I pass on what I have right now that are filled
Yes,
with you?
please.
Of course, yeah. And then she takes out her book and then flips through it, gives her the living iron arcane signature, titanic essence arcane signature, arcane engine arcane signature, the three of them to her.
All right. She takes the 3 and then hands you back 3 blank ones. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. I will return these to Professor Dolanfur as soon as possible.
Could you just pass on that he could not have predicted anything that had happened, and the reason why it disappeared was wholly my fault.
I will pass on
And-
the information.
Also say hello to Fawn for me. Tell her that I'm all right. I'm doing all right, as well as my grandfather. Sorry, that is a lot.
I will pass on the message to Arun, but I have not seen Fawn as of late. I assume she was off on mission.
Ah, I see. Well, thank you anyway for the courtesy and for coming here.
Of course. That is all. I will take my leave unless there is any information you wish to report for me to bring back to the ETBN sector.
Do not tamper with magical decks.
Duly noted.
Yes,
Farewell.
and perhaps if they have any information about bone devils as well, I would certainly welcome any information they are able to pass along.
I will inquire.
Thank you.
She gives a bow and then signs a farewell.
And Adia signs back farewell and safe travels.
And she'll turn and walk past you all the other direction.
They walk all the way from the Verzam? Or is that where they're walking to?
Well, Adia looks like kind of really excited. Like they travel everywhere. I just didn't expect to see one, and she was so polite. Oh,
How did they find it? Who was?
Not following a road. She's walking in a straight line.
As
is
you
it
look,
gonna
she's
go-
not there anymore.
oh,
Just-
and
she's
she's
gone.
Oh, there
She is so remarkable. I need to aspire to be like that. That mysterious and majesticness.
Is she not just a coworker?
I haven't seen her that much at all.
Who
Actually.
is she? Like what?
What just
Oh,
happened?
Wait,
she's-
what was
she's-
that?
She's like me. She's like me.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
You didn't ask me
She's
anything.
She, because she is part of the Verzam, the Itibian sector that I'm from, and we seek out knowledge. And she's one of the members, as well as I am.
You guys are like
Librarians.
the same level.
She's not a seeker. She's an apprentice.
Oh.
Has
to one of
Adia
the
told us
professors.
anything
Oh,
about
One of
the
the
Itibian
researchers.
sector?
Oh, never mind. She's an apprentice. She's a secret.
Audia suddenly remembers.
Yeah. Whoops.
No, Doldon Thoda is one of the or one of the researchers, like one of the mages for the Atubian sector, and she's one of his apprentices.
Yes, and Adia is kind of like the like not messenger person who
Seeker.
gets sent out to find the seeker for him to send out find information for him.
Every
Yeah,
seeker
she- reports
to a researcher, professor, some sort of wizard or mage that is within the Atibian sector, and Doldon Thoda is our contact.
Oh, let's see what's in the box. Oh, She kind of looks at the box for a second and kind of like, surely this is fine, right?
Quite small. It's probably about the size of like an apple, but like cubic.
Is it the size of a deck of cards?
It's just another deck.
A deck of cards could theoretically fit within, sure.
No, she's gonna cautious. Oh, no, she's gonna hold it down to anchovies. Anchovy, sniff, sniff.
The dog gets sucked into the void.
He snorts along with sniffing.
Good job. And then she opens, and then she slowly opens a little bit cautiously, knowing Frizz and his shenanigans.
You open it, and inside you can see a signet ring. It is a dark tungsten band with like a striped grain running around it, all the way circumferentially, many grains and lines. And it has 4 prongs to it, 4-pronged setting on the top that is empty, has no inlaid gem or anything.
Tilts head back and forth. Does she know what it is? Can she recognize it?
Doesn't look like anything familiar. Just an empty setting ring, signet ring.
Who? I think it was. Alita. Do you have the identify wand?
Oh yeah, you can have that back. By the way,
Oh, thank you. Yep, and then she will use the identify wand on it. I
Okay.
guess. Whatever.
You cast identify on the ring, and it returns no information.
uh-oh.
Does Adia know what circumstances that cause it to do that? Like, is it? Is there a reason why
make an Arcana
identify
check.
spell? Oh boy, because I actually don't remember. 21.
Damn!
Identifies can fail if it is beyond the scope of the spell, if it's very powerful magic, if it's very strange magic, if it's magic specific to like negating or circumventing identification magic. It can be a multitude of cases. It definitely returns as magical, but it rejects or fails to identify anything further.
She looks at everyone. I cannot identify it. I do trust my professor, but he does have a habit of rather explosive projects.
Do you think he would give
Do you
you a
mean
ring
that
that
literally?
explodes when you put it on?
He doesn't do it on purpose. He just doesn't expect it to happen.
Well, I mean, sounds like you should try at least, right?
She looks at everyone. It's like, oh, this is fine. This is not another example of the cards. All right,
I mean, you
If it
trust
is-
the people that it came from. It's not a random dragon in a hole.
that is true.
And if it is, we'll come get you again.
Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not the same thing.
Her
Just don't go back to
her
the
tail
same
just.
because that would be problematic.
I'll try not to.
I feel like Vera Stormstead would probably be very exasperated if we were.
I
come
think
back again.
our trip to the
Hasn't
void
talked
was
to me.
a one and done.
Do you
type
think
thing.
Varys storms up? I think Vedrith would be
Yeah,
upset.
that was my concern.
That too.
Asking, hey, just one more try. We need. They did it again.
They went again.
Whoopsie.
Dog.
Whoops. Quirky.
Whoopsie. Cat went into the void a second time.
Dang.
Not
We
sorry,
have one more
Cat.
paper.
Well, all right. Yeah, she's gonna put it on very cautiously.
All right.
You die.
You are dead.
Didn't realize Chris really wanted audio out.
Scammer gets scammed. Scammer gets scammed. You've been scammed.
You put on the signet, and immediately you can see like a dark, wispy energy run down your arm towards your hand. It springs out in 4 directions around the ring and kind of siphons over each of the prongs that come out of the signet, and then swirls into a sphere within the center of the setting, and kind of just whirs and rotates in this like anti-gravity field almost, and immediately binds to you. I will send you the sheet.
What?
Yeah, what?
What the fuck is this?
What
Alright,
it do? What
it's-
it do?
You have it.
He hates Dragon.
Most or less.
Oh, okay.
Our word kill.
Ring of sleep.
I'm so glad the camera's not on because I just made a face. What the fuck?
What it do? What it do?
She will definitely explain to you. Okay, she has no reason to hide. It's like oh fuck. Should I just? I'll just type it in as I read it.
Or copy pasta.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's the wielder of this item may use the bound void energy to cast a spell magic spell 1 time per long. Why is this a thing?
Why
This
is it
spell-
not?
This spell's it's a magical effect is dispelled by 5 or more on an ability check roll. Can attempt to redirect the spell to a new target or use. If it's redirected, must maintain concentration. If it's broken, it returns to original use or dispelled. And then
That's a cool little useful toy. Good to have.
Yeah, it appears to have bound a remnant of void energy that was latched onto you.
oh, that's
Maybe Adia can sleep.
how.
It was definitely my lesser restoration spell.
Adia has
Lose the
many
true
questions.
healer.
Yeah, Luz has many questions too. Luz is just
As
like,
you put on the
looking at
ring, you do immediately feel like a sense of tiredness hit you very
Oh.
hard.
Oh, I think it's working. And she kind of just slumps down a little bit.
Working?
I'm very tired.
Cat nap time.
Well, that's good, I suppose.
I was wondering when she's gonna pass.
Does Adia know the fact that they keep watch over their seekers this closely?
They check in every once in a while. It's not necessarily super close, but you were gone out of sight for like a week or over a week. So, you know,
How?
out of existence really for like a week.
Yeah. How? I do question how the professor knew I needed this, but I suppose it shouldn't come to a surprise with a mind like his.
Maybe Jin is the professor.
Jin. That would.
That was out of character.
You guys don't know the name
Okay.
Jin.
That was out of
Okay.
character.
Okay, because she was about to say no.
it's a gin.
It's a
The
Jin.
drink?
I love Jin.
The elemental?
The genie?
Do you think I can take a few hours of sleep in the caravan?
I don't think that would be an issue.
I don't see a
I'm
problem
very
with it.
tired.
I don't. Why not?
Okay.
Isn't that
Come on,
alarming that
Anchovy.
Put the ring on and immediately got very tired.
It feels alarming to me,
Thank
but
you.
No, there was like it was like a burr on fur. Like it got a little bit of
what?
the void.
On what?
A burr. You know those
Bread
those
in a
spiky.
circus?
No, like you know that little spiky
Bird is the
plant
word?
when you walk through. Anyway, something got something. The void got stuck to my fur, and
Ew.
it got stuck to my fur, and then now now I can use it. She just stares at the ring for a second. Picks up Anchovy. I'm going to sleep now.
Okay.
She just climbs into the nearest caravan. Doesn't even know if it's hers.
No, wait, how do you? They're going the wrong way.
She's gonna wake up in
Alright.
cerule mist.
All right.
Yeah.
So you will pack up your stuff and are on your way. Adia hops into the carriage and passes out. And
Yep.
Adia, you are able to sleep.
Yay! I'm so worried. That means if I don't want to sleep, I just take off the ring.
If you can.
If the ring
I
can
don't
even
think
come
that's how
off.
that
If I,
works.
if I can. Okay. Anyway, we'll find that out later. That's later on. I gotta figure out.
All right. You head on your way. Anyone want to do anything while you journey?
What did I want to do? Ah,
There doesn't happen to be a mobile blacksmithing cart, is there? No,
No.
it's our doesn't blacksmith.
Oh,
Not sure
do we?
I mean,
do we
like,
pass
what type
by?
of blacksmithing do you want to do?
Forging.
Not enough equipment for forging. no.
Yeah, no.
There's nobody towing a forge or anything.
Do we pass by like that one guy who Alita's wheel loosened?
fucked.
He went the other way.
Aw. Damn.
You're so invested.
Hmm. What's the trail look like?
I still have this
It's pretty
fate
well
feather.
paved.
Oh, it's paved.
Pretty well paved. Yeah, it's paved and everything.
Yeah.
It's a very major trade route that is traveled very, very often, and lots of caravans and people walking down it, travelers all the time. Just constant stream of people and horses and
You should have gotten bicycles.
Bicycles.
Those
It's a
exist.
Did you just say bike cycles?
Bicycles.
What?
Bicycles. The thing. 2 wheels. I like frame in between handlebars.
I'm not following.
wheelbarrow.
We supposed to have 1 wheel. It's a wheelbarrow, not wheelsbarrow. There's 1
Oh, a
wheel.
unicycle.
Ah, we got
You know what a unicycle is, but not a bicycle.
A tricycle. Gotcha.
Fuck it, sure, a tricycle. We should have gotten 4 of those, 5 of those.
Those don't go very fast. They're for toddlers.
Eileen plays with Gooch.
He plays with what?
Continue training Gooch to alert us of anything abnormal on the trail.
Animal handling check.
Do I have a character sheet? Do. Yeah, no, that's fitting.
He still has a very strong sense of disdain towards you. You can palpably feel, but is acquiescing somewhat to your demands.
Okay. Good enough for me. He doesn't have to love me, he has to respect me.
All right. Anybody else do anything?
I want to say I have.
Do we want to contact Micah?
Oh yeah, we could do that. make another
Oh.
sending. I think I have enough stuff. No, I don't have. Yeah.
So,
Go on.
Go on. I feel like there
Waiting.
was more to that, Lex. and
No,
then you-
no, I don't have anything. That was the end of it.
Do you need more money?
No,
don't we have multiple sending scrolls?
We have
we
two.
have
two.
one.
Oh, yeah.
No, we have
Wait.
two. We have two.
You have
Yeah.
two. So
Also, I think Luz also knows how to do the sending scroll now, so they don't even need the copy, right? Or
No,
not even
I
copy,
just-
the original. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can use both of them. I just need money.
to use it.
To make another one.
For if we want to, more than two that we.
What about using one of the ones we have currently?
No, that's fine. Those.
No, that also costs money actually. It's a premium lose.
Well, yeah,
subscription.
it is my fee.
It's like buying pets.
It's expensive.
That's what rations. That's what the rations are.
You guys just invested in emergency ration.
Exactly.
No!
Gooch can hunt and get us more food. You're right.
So can the anchovy.
Yes. All right. I guess we're just traveling.
Yeah.
I mean, use one. Use one now, at least for Micah.
Confused.
Use
why
one now
aren't we
for
using
Micah. For Micah.
Okay. Luz will get out a sending scroll. Prepare to cast the spell. What are we saying? Does this have a limit? It still has a limit.
Yes.
25 words.
Okay.
We did post in general. That was
Yeah, we did. We
What-
did
what
have
tr-
a
yeah.
script in general.
We
Yeah,
did post
try.
34 words.
was it 34? Was that
With your
34?
we have a drawing
No,
of your
no.
dog.
No, mine doesn't count. Mine does not count.
That was just like
Okay.
off the
Yeah.
top.
Okay. I guess.
We can
I guess.
go.
No. We'll go with that. So yeah, Luz will cast the sending spell. Micah.
Okay.
Think of Micah. Darius. Sad. Micah? It's Luz. Do you need help? We can come. Limited on sending spell. Answer with as much information as you can. We miss you.
Okay.
Hearts.
Is he okay?
Okay, you get a response. Well, actually, first you have to roll.
Ream.
There's a 5% chance that you don't.
Oh yeah.
Oh
So
no.
roll a d100. On a 5 or lower, you get no response.
Come on, dispel dice. Let's go.
After all this, if it's below a 5 word.
I'm gonna laugh.
That's a 50.
Okay. Message goes through, and you get a response shortly after. Good to hear from you. I am hiding away. Not doing great, but I was able to escape. Second layer of hells. Demerel is keeping me. Not sure how long. Could use some help.
He asked for it.
Yes, for it.
Now we gotta do
Yeah.
it.
Now we gotta do it. Now we gotta fucking do it. God damn it. My God.
it. Why couldn't you
It's
guys
like
get
as long
captured in
as
the
he
same
doesn't ask
place?
for help,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
the
it.
same place the Bone Devil is.
Can we write
2 for
down
1
this
special.
message?
Oh, he also said City of Steel.
Luz will write
That
down this
sounds-
message.
City of
City of Steel,
That's
second
where
layer
our
of hell.
fucking. That's where our thing was, wasn't it? Our
What?
3-man campaign.
No,
was no.
Okay.
That was
No.
No, it was on the
I think-
material
that was a
plane.
material plane. That was
I think-
Rend,
It was an incursion.
the Dread Fortress.
Yeah,
Critical Role went there. Actually,
it sounds familiar.
No, I think Critical Role went to Dis.
Yes.
for the first campaign. Or
I
was
think
it-
so. I think they went
Okay,
to
never
Dis.
mind.
Yeah,
It was
that
Dis.
sounds
Yep.
right.
You're probably right.
Yeah, Micah told you City of Steel, second layer of hell. Demerel is keeping him for now. You can assume Demerel is the name of a devil or some creature in the hells that is tentatively helping him
Helping him?
or keeping him safe or keeping him
Yeah, I'm
someplace to
curious
stay.
about that. Okay.
Now we gotta find him.
What did he say, Luz? Is
Um,
he okay? And we don't have to. We don't have to go anywhere.
he does say help would be nice.
Okay,
Fuck.
that settles that.
What? What happened?
You know how we went in
We're
to get
going
you
to
from
hell.
the void? We're now gonna do the same thing to get Micah from literal hell.
Where is he in
We-
hell?
Yeah, but are we gonna have to
Luz?
go back to the Underdark?
Oh no, sure. Okay, here's what we do.
We've only been
We-
in the material plane. We've been in the.
Pack your shit. We're going to hell.
Oh.
This is our life.
Yeah.
Our friends get
We
captured. We rescue
are
them. When I
obliged.
get captured, you better come after me too.
Yeah.
Already did it
Of
once.
course. Of course. We've been in the void, and you guys been dead longer than we've been in here in the material plane.
Yeah, but then we had a spa day.
I feel
That's true.
rejuvenated. I'm ready.
One spa day does not make up for all of that.
Well, we can have another one on the way.
That's not the point.
We
Hey,
can
we-
have one with Micah. We can have one with Micah when we get him back.
We got lucky.
Micah.
Micah.
With Varys.
We-
How are we
We've
gonna
got
play
very
hop here?
lucky.
Oh.
It's a good question.
And then how are we gonna survive
Um,
once we're there? Because Varys isn't. Does anybody else have any like really big, strong, like friends? Alita.
Ironically, you're probably the most okay to be in the hells, Eileen, because you're a tiefling, and tieflings are in the hell sometimes. Like, it's not unheard of.
And
Does
he
Eileen
was
know
just-
how to get to hell outside of doing
Yeah,
really
do tieflings
awful
just know how to
things?
get to hell? And
Eileen,
No.
Eileen's gotta go track down her mom.
Do I have a teleport moonblade?
Oh shit!
You do not have teleport moonblade.
God
You
damn it.
didn't draft it.
I think
That's
Bilg knows the way.
Well, we're fucked.
You need hands of fate.
So how are we gonna get there, and who's gonna escort us, and how are we gonna survive, and then how are we gonna get Micah out of there, and who is Demera?
These are a lot of
Do,
questions.
who
but
is
good question.
Demera? Do we know?
Demerel.
Emerald?
Does that
Demera?
name ring a bell at all?
Yeah.
No.
How about for me? Because I'm a tiefling, and we're all the same.
No.
We know all demons.
You can guess it's probably actually. Who's proficient in religion?
Me.
No.
Yeah.
Make a religion check.
I cannot.
Why?
Because my character sheet is not opening. There we go.
Oh.
Boom! Big roll. Oh, actual.
Oh.
By the sound of the name,
Huh?
you gather that it is likely a lesser devil in the naming convention. It is similar in like tone to a lesser devil. Other than that, nothing to really gather from. So you could probably surmise that he is struck some sort of deal or is working with some lesser devil in some way to keep him for now and not turn him in or, anything like that.
Okay.
So this would be us sneaking in, also sneaking out with Micah on the flip side.
Yes. And also a bone devil.
There is also the Bone Devil that I believe knows your location at all times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real
Hmm.
casual.
Well,
Not necessarily knows the location at all times, just is
okay.
actively seeking them.
Actively seeking. Gotcha.
Perhaps
Do you know where the Bone Devil wouldn't expect you to be?
in the hills. Mm-hmm.
holy shit. Saurus a genius.
Do a little turn
Right,
around.
right under his nose.
Okay. Wait.
We,
This battery thing is what opened the other portal to hell that sucked Micah in.
which, yeah.
Did we just take... I look at Alita before I finish my sentence. I'm just staring.
Well, I was thinking we might be able to leverage us returning the battery for assistance in this map. Because the people who made it might be able to give us a better way in if this was able to open a pathway.
Just because that they may have designed this does not mean that they would know a way to get into the hells. At best, they may be able to. I wouldn't even go as far as to say that they could give us another battery, because from what we've been told, these things are incredibly complicated and expensive to make.
Do you think you'd be able to make it into a portal for us?
I have absolutely no idea how to do that.
We should probably just return it then, because we're not going to have that happen.
If we return it, we have to find another way to hell.
Yes.
As long as we're all on the same page there, this is kind of the only way we know that it
We knew
And
this
even
was
then-
used in the portal,
even
but we
then-
had no way of knowing how to.
Alita's
Even
smart,
that we
she'll
don't
figure it
even
out.
know where it would take us. For all we know, it could bring us
You
right
guys,
into the.
you guys
right.
also don't know the ritual that Harathel did to open the
Yeah.
portal.
Yeah, that too. And we're gonna need to do a lot of research anyway. I don't imagine that this is we're probably gonna get through a very different means than
Okay, now
Harathel
everyone
tried.
hear me out.
I just think Alita's smart enough to figure it out.
What if we make a third sending scroll and message Varys?
Oh,
He
he's
helped
gonna
us the
hate
first time.
Why would he?
We did.
Oh.
We did ask him about devils, and he said that he hasn't had that much experience with them directly.
Well, I'm not saying he should escort us, but maybe he could point us in the direction of somebody who knows more about devil.
Do we? So you've never even seen another tiefling of importance, let alone anybody like magic in like Korim or anything. I'm trying to think of any avenue that we have that we could pull strings to get there. We know a bunch of tradesmen on the material realm.
What was that? Nost? Was it? Was that his name?
Andreas
was-
Nost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Titan-esque. I don't know what ties he would have, but he's worth a shot.
I mean, he might. Do you think he's a powerful enough caster to teleport us?
Wasn't he moving somewhere when we left?
Oh,
He was
that's
leaving
true.
too.
Yeah.
He was moving,
He
but we
was,
don't know
yeah.
where.
We don't know where he was going.
And possibly he might be gone already.
We have a sending scroll,
We do.
and he liked us. Yeah.
I would
Like some of us.
I would tentatively suggest the Varizeum as well, but I am not quite sure how. There will have to be a reason for them to spend that much energy to find Micah, or even to enter the Nine Hells. Some kind of research or knowledgeable reason they would need.
Hmm.
If it's even possible to ask, they might still disagree based on neutrality.
Right. I'm at a loss. I don't know where we would even start the process of going to hell.
Maybe?
Do you?
We know that the hags could have opened up a portal to the void
The
to help
void.
us.
The void hags.
I think
Maybe
they would
there's-
only.
Devil hags?
Is there devil hags?
No, would that be regular hags?
Where are they?
I don't know.
Okay.
In the hells.
Yeah, so, I guess we'll just do some research once we hit Lestia, maybe.
That is the best option I can consider. I'm wary of how much information they will have just lying around of how to open your portal to a local hell.
Also, I don't want to.
I'm
say
sure
it, but
everything will work itself out.
I just wanted to do a little check here with everyone. We have to rescue him, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I look at Alita.
I'd rather not leave him in the hells if we can help it.
Understood.
That is the most.
I'm on
That
the
sells
same.
it.
I'm on the same page. Eileen suddenly
Sorry.
decides.
You can make a religion check.
Wholly thought that you were gonna be on my side.
If Alita says we probably shouldn't leave him in hell, she's basically saying I would do anything to save this man.
I would die.
That is the
for
most
this
we'll
man.
get out of Alita.
This is more like I'd rather. She's like, I don't really want to, but I'm also guilty enough to where like I would feel bad if I do leave him there.
Don't want this on my conscience.
Wow.
You have any ideas, Luz?
Could just
Oh, sorry, what was your religion check?
I'm
Religion
making a
check.
Religion check? Okay.
Yeah.
Whoop.
You asked
That's
if there
a-
were devil hags.
That's a 5. Are the devil hags?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure there's devil hags. Where they are? Wherever
What?
devil hags are.
Would any of us arcane folk know anything about the ley lines? Was it the
yeah,
ley
that
line?
was gonna
Yeah.
be. Then
I mean, there are ley lines to every realm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
that's
do I have knowledge of where they are?
There's many ley lines.
A put-
There's
maybe a particular one that goes to the hells.
hells?
We already
You
know
found
one
one.
that does go to the hells.
That one doesn't work anymore. Another one.
you don't know a particular hell's ley line just offhand, no. Ley line study is very specific and not
Yeah.
very easy.
Who's done
Would,
some
like the
awful
stars direct to what?
Who is the most lawful evil of the group?
shit? I was just thinking if somebody died that was already going to hell. That's not really how it works in D&D, though.
Follow them.
We'll just follow the body.
Not
with
how,
the
not how it
spirit.
works. No.
Well, perhaps in Lestia we'll be able to find information on the ley lines, if anything else. Perhaps not on portals directly, but a ley line.
Yeah, I guess that's our next step. We'll brainstorm on the way, but
Can I use the stars to direct us to a ley line?
Oh.
You could maybe find a place where there is more devilish influence, but not specifically like a ley line.
Go.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the entirety of like what? Hellrin.
It's just Pelrin.
Hellrid is devil.
Pelrin's not
Elrin
devils.
is just tied to the hells.
Okay.
And that would explain a lot.
all of our shit comes from I can't remember that.
Undeath.
Titans.
Shadowfell.
Shadowfell. There we go.
Not
Right?
not necessarily.
No.
I mean, maybe like Shadowfell tied Titans, but like the corruption that happened in Pelrin was from like very otherworldly Titans that caused all kinds of weird influences and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, it's definitely worth a try. At least we'll be able to pin down potential areas. Lose, yeah.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, when
Yes, once it gets dark.
Yep.
So, in like 12 hours' time.
Oh yeah, was Audio able to get a long rest?
Not yet.
Damn it. Goes back to sleep.
We've not even gone
You
anywhere.
guys haven't really gone anywhere yet.
Oh, I thought we were traveling. Okay, god damn it.
Hopefully we've
I
been
mean, you
moving this
are.
whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Karen, you've been going on the caravan.
Yeah, but for,
you guys have
like,
just been talking.
Hour and a half.
Damn it.
Yeah, you guys used the scroll like right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me my 8 hours.
Oh no.
Go back.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. You guys are just traveling right now, so all of this can be happening whenever you want.
Right.
So
End of 8 hours.
You can say that Adi is awake now, and it's been 8 hours, and now you're
Okay.
discussing. Like it doesn't really
Okay.
matter.
Thank you.
We waited on this idea for 8 hours, and then Lou said, "Oh, it's getting dark. Let's look at the stars."
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Knowledge.
So what are we doing?
I'm waiting till it gets
Brainstorming.
dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to do when it gets dark?
the
I would
stars.
like to look at the stars and try and determine if there's a trail or elemental beings, a clustering of devils or something, cluster of celestial stars, something that might point.
What do you want to look for? Just like any place that has like a conglomerate of devils or devilish influence?
Yeah, or like some of the, if I can find the biggest stars that could be identified as devils or something like that.
Maybe not the biggest ones
Okay.
because we have to go through that.
Well,
I mean, yeah. I mean, like any middling,
you
middling.
want to
would be
look
good.
for any devilish souls that are on the material plane and
Yeah.
somewhat nearby.
yes, that would be ideal.
Okay. Yeah, make a let's do wisdom with your proficiency. So whatever check that you're proficient in wisdom with. Or if you're not willing to roll 20, then yeah, just roll d20, add proficiency and wisdom.
Okay. It's 5.
Damn.
What?
Didn't you say it was 5?
5 and 3, so 8
8
plus 2.
10.
I rolled that.
I'd say the most you can gather is there is some devilish influences or some devilish souls somewhere in the forests of like eastern Pelrin,
Okay, cool.
within the forests and like mountain ranges of eastern Pelrin, but you get no specifics. But you can see that there's some sort of devilish influence.
Okay. I blame the stars disappearing for my lack of knowledge. I will share this with my companion. Well, it seems that the stars. Well, there's a gathering of demonic influences and the devilish influences in the forests of Pelrin. So that's something.
Forest of Pelrin would. Do we know of the major forest of Pelrin?
East of Corm.
Okay. I don't know if those are
Somewhere in
mountains.
the mountains.
Those are
Mountains.
mountains. Like north of it is forests.
Okay.
Oh.
Forest.
Underneath the One Punch Man. Fuck One Piece Man.
Gone now.
Is it? Do you know anything about that area, Isar, Eileen?
We were further north. I mean, don't have too much knowledge.
There's weird shit all
A
over.
lot of
Pelrin.
trees there.
Yeah.
Pelrin's just kind of fucked up in general. should be free of most of the stuff that we had to deal with, I think. Oh, sorry. Oh, who was the bastard that was dumping like corrupted necrotic liquid all over the floor and it was fucking up the wildlife and stuff along the road? Remember we burnt down his warehouse.
That was the guy whose house you burnt down.
It was a warehouse. It wasn't a house. That's rude.
We also didn't burn it down. We just set a room on fire.
We
I
burned that
just
motherfucker
look
down.
at you all.
The entire thing at the request of his competitor.
It wasn't. No, he wasn't the competitor. He was the.
Capitalism.
He was one of
No.
the heralds. He was the
He
herald.
was one of the
commerce.
heralds.
Luz is
Commerce.
very concerned about morals.
Walter Stowe.
Yeah, Walter Stowe.
It was morally justified to stop this man from doing what he was doing.
I completely
You burnt
agree.
down Arthur Price's warehouse.
Yes.
Wait,
Mr.
we
Arthur
did burn it
Price.
down.
Yes, we burnt it
It
down.
didn't burn down.
I guess
It
we'll
did cause
find
a lot
out.
of damage.
So maybe the wildlife
That was in
fucked because of
Karim,
that?
right?
That was all along the road from Karim to Lacia.
No, but where the warehouse was in Karim.
Yes, with the pork place.
Yes.
Oh no, that was Chiser.
Yes, sir.
Chipotle was in Karim.
No, you guys just passed through for him.
Oh, so we were.
That was Chiser. That the Chipotle was.
Yeah, but it's franchised to
Yeah,
Karim.
we're gonna
now.
have to we're gonna stop by Shicer too then.
Yeah.
But yeah, the forest could
And I
be
mean, at
fucked
that
up.
point, we might as well just go to art, right?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Long-winded way to say no. We know nothing about the forest of Belrin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry, I forgot what the question.
I mean, like general
Does-
things, sure, but
There's
not like
fucking
anything
trees there, what do you
specific about
mean?
this area.
Are there? Does Quorum happen to have any places of study, arcane study, or libraries that we could maybe find like some more esoteric
Good question.
knowledge?
I look at Asar.
Do any of us know that?
Yeah,
The main library I used was the one beneath the church in Artris.
It had like 4 books in it. No pages.
It's more than 4.
Quorum is very much a fortress city.
Cool.
AKA no
There's-
books. They burn.
I mean,
us.
there's definitely like researchers and stuff, but it's not like their primary focus of the city. It's meant to be like a bastion of a safe haven from the horrors of Pelrin and all kinds of weird stuff. It is known as the Reclaimed City. Those of you from Pelrin know. It once belonged to Rovig, and then when the Concord awakened the Titans, then the people of Rovig receded their borders back and kind of locked out Pelrin and reduced the borders of Rovig to kind of protect it and keep it safe. And then all of the people that were in Corum, which was once Rovig, were kind of locked out who couldn't escape into Rovig.
Wow.
I remember all this now.
Where were Rovig's old borders?
Rovig used to be
Where was Rovig when the Westfold fell?
up like this.
Ah.
And then, yeah, Pelrin took Corum and Firaman when Rovig receded their borders
Gotcha.
during the Concord.
I don't know. Maybe if there's a bunch of demonic influence in the forest near Neil Pelwin.
Oh,
Wow.
Neil Pelwin might be worth looking at. Let's just get to Lacia and figure out if
Yeah,
anybody
I
there knows
agree.
anything more than what we do, which is
A lot.
nothing.
Well,
Yeah,
we have a ways to go. We
Low
have what,
bar.
6 more days? 7 more days?
Yeah, you got a ways to go.
I mean, you wanted time to relax. We have a week on
This
the
is
road.
relaxing to you?
I don't think the road's that bad.
Just walking.
It starts talking to Aileen from the back of a cart.
Yeah.
You could be on the cart.
I'm on a cart.
You're asleep.
Oh, good
I don't
night.
know what time it is.
What is time?
I feel like I've been on this road for 3 weeks. Is that the Minotaur we just passed again?
Oh God, he's back.
Why is it still the 18th of April?
We have to stop DB. Who?
What?
We keep traveling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one of you is going to learn to teleport? Is it Alita or
Um,
Luz?
I don't think I can.
Oh no, you have the tree thing. I saw it in the
Yeah.
fucking D&D movie.
Okay, I do have the, but I don't have it yet.
Okay.
That's like, I think, like 6th level.
Yeah, it's pretty
fuck, it's so
far.
far.
It'll be a
away.
while.
That's kind of why Alita's saying, like, I have no idea how I would even start with that. Because that's some high level shit.
Can sorcerers even learn plane shift?
I don't think so.
I know druids can. Druids can learn plane shift.
Well, Blues, you have a lot of
Cool.
hard work in front of you.
All right, we're gonna funnel all of our experience into Luz.
Love that.
We're just boosting Luz.
Love that.
All right. So you guys continue on and eventually push your way towards Lastia.
Moving.
Whoa, we flew there. Jesus.
Yeah, man. it's
Go
very
Neum.
calm.
Hold on, dudes, we're
Um,
fucking moving.
Whoa!
Anyone want to do anything? You have plenty of days for downtime stuff.
Uh,
Oh, I completely forgot about this bit. Alita will, probably at some point, like if she's alone, we'll kind of go over to Eileen and see, like, so it kind of slipped my mind in the moment and everything else going on, but back in the void when we were trying to get Adia out of there,
Uh-huh.
use that hand of protection on me again.
Yeah.
Saw some more images or visions or whatnot of it.
Sorry, I don't really control those. Kinda. I do, I guess, a little bit, but
How does that work exactly? Like, is that just what you're thinking in the moment, or if you're reminded of something, or
tell you the truth, I just kind of learned the spell, not too long before or after I met you guys. I can use it to protect friends or to hurt people that want to hurt my friends. As far as the image, I probably has something to do with things I did.
yeah. I saw you and Asar, a white-haired man, and two other figures I couldn't really make out. One of them had a pink ribbon. Seems that you were trying to fight off something, again, featureless. That you had then got pulled away by the group from some man wearing decent, nice clothes, well-trimmed beard.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Eileen's kind of 1,000 yards staring at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last mission we went on before Asar was kicked out. Before Asar left the church. Did you have a specific question about it, or are you just bringing it up
No.
to
Felt that
bring it
you
up?
should know that at least you should have the right to know that I saw some of that.
Eileen says. What was that? It what? She just stares at you.
I'm staring back, kind of just raised eyebrow a little bit.
Isar?
Huh?
Bullying me.
What's up? I'm here.
The last mission. I don't remember what you made me rename this guy to, Chris. I'm sorry.
Geralt.
Who?
It's not Geralt. He made me rename it.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
It's Gerald.
It's Gerald, I think, right?
No, it's not
Gerald
I think it
Rivers.
was Gerald because he made me rename Geralt.
No,
It was
it's not
Gerald Rivers.
It was Gren.
Gren.
Gren. What's up?
Alita's asking about Gren and his daughter and our last mission together.
What do you want to know, Alita?
I it was a little confusing. Like I wasn't asking. I was just letting you know that I saw that.
You were there?
Well, Eileen used her hand of protection ability on me, and I got those images.
Images?
You saw me get pulled away into the fog, and then you saw.
That was it.
Oh, right. Yeah, no,
What
and
did
then Asar came and got me afterwards. Pretty
did you
quick
think I saw?
afterwards. That's why he got in trouble with the church, and then they kicked him out, and he left at the same time. You didn't fire me, I quit, he said. And then we walked out the door, and then we found ourselves in Karim, and man, this road is really long. Are we almost in Lystia?
Can I make an insight check on Eileen?
Isar's
You
just
don't even have
confused.
to.
He's like, why was I called over here for this?
I was sweating and heavy breathing.
Oh no.
Where's my insight? 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
Eileen is sweating and heavy breathing.
Yeah.
It is not a fun memory for her to go through.
Yeah.
For why? Yeah.
All right then. Sorry to bring it up. And
out of the blue.
Alita will just kind of like saunter off back to Luz.
Just had
I
to
don't-
casually ruin
don't-
my day.
Really understand why I was called over.
I thought they were asking about Gren or the mission or what happened or what you saw or something. They were just. I think they were just being a bitch. I don't. They were just bringing it up to bring it up. I guess I don't.
Okay. I don't know what to do with this information, but I'm gonna go back over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Isar just walks off confusedly.
We keep traveling on this awkward
Everyone
day
just
now.
walks away confused from that conversation.
Audience is watching all this with
Audio was
Anchovy
in the
going like-
background the entire time.
He's like,
Just woke up from a nap.
Yep, I don't know anything. I'm not saying it. I know nothing.
All right. Eventually, you make it to the outskirts of Lystia and the gates of the city on the 15th of Chem. And you make camp outside of the city for one last night. It's kind of a little bit off in the distance, and there are many trade routes coming in and out and all sorts of caravans. You're probably like a mile away or something like that. You can see the city off in the distance. But the caravan has stopped for the night, and you're all like setting up camp. And there's a pretty large caravan, like roving, almost like a roving city outside of Lystia, and just many people along this trade route, that there's just a constant stream of people traveling or staying or whatever. But it seems like your caravan is kind of like taking a final inventory and preparation for getting into the city in the morning and taking care of the business they need to before heading on further past to the Great Lifts.
quick
But yeah, what's up?
When we were on that tour in the museum, was there anything regarding the hells in there?
Hmm.
Probably, yeah.
As a tour guide, would I know anything?
It's not like a hive mind
You
of
didn't make it
tourists. Tour guides.
Damn it.
You weren't inducted enough.
The onboarding process was not great there. That's why I quit.
Yeah. All right. But as you're all gathered around and like getting ready to go to sleep, you see a spectacle happening. There's a large ruckus of people kind of gathered around, and a kind of a big crowd gathering. You can hear a lot of murmuring and all kinds of ruckus going on.
Do we go check that out?
Lose-
Yeah.
Definitely.
Curiosity.
Lose size when you suggest that.
Maybe it's part
Well,
of the hell.
how are we just not gonna check that out?
No, of course we
I
don't.
want to check it
No.
out.
Let's go.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I just can't imagine it will be good.
Oh,
It'd be worse than our destination.
It'll be interesting.
We're going to hell. This is gonna be a cakewalk.
I
That's a
feel
good
like
way to think about it. Everything between now and hell is easy street.
True.
That's a strange way to
I don't like that.
scale things.
Think of it, can't be any worse than the Shadowfell.
We did fight void monstrosities like a week and a half ago.
We did die.
Yeah, and can we
We
avoid
did
doing
multiple
that
times.
for like the rest of our lives?
Oh, probably not. No.
I mean, nobody can do that
I'd
unless
prefer to, but I don't
extenuating
think you can.
circumstances.
Cool. Let's go.
Please.
You all walk over and see the large spectacle and many people gathered around and kind of edge your way past. And you can see a human woman standing on top of a bunch of crates on top of a caravan and looking out over a bunch of people. She looks to be about middle-aged with olive skin, dark brown, curly hair, and a large poof, a short snub nose, and is standing above the crates, and she calls out among the crowd. My name is Lena Triskin, and I'm here to decree my guilt, my crimes. I'm here to admit my fault to all of you in eyes of men, women, and gods. Lena Triskin. Luz, go ahead and make a history check for me.
Okay. That is a
So what?
14.
14. You recognize the name Triskin. It is the main supplier for your magic school. The main supplier of arcane focuses was Triskin Wield Inc. They supply, the Triskin Wield Inc. is a company in Grimmauld that is very much in the lumber business. They gather all sorts of different woods and ranging from very simple like building materials all the way up to the creation of arcane focuses and very fancy, powerful, magically imbued woods that are like specially grown.
Okay.
But you recognize the name Triskin is this company that supplied the wood for pretty much all of the arcane focuses for your school.
Cool. Yeah. Luz is a little curious now.
She continues to speak. I have wronged many people in my life. I have done many terrible things. I admit to all of it today here in front of all of you. I have abused the poverty-stricken. I have taken hard-working people from their homes, struck with poverty and struck with misfortune, made them work for unlivable wages in terrible conditions. I've profited off of their suffering, and I'm here to atone for it all. No more will my company profit. No more will I profit off of the misfortunes and terrible nature that I have provided for these poor people. And I will make up for it here today. You see her pull a dagger from her.
Oh
from
no
her
no no
cloak.
Oh
no
boy.
no no
Shoot her-
no
shoot her
no.
dagger.
She shoves it into her chest.
No!
Go ahead. And make an attack roll.
if you
Why
miss,
can't I
they're
shoot
gonna
her?
just try to shoot her.
That was a good roll.
It's not enough to shoot a dagger out of someone's hand while it's in front of them. Where if you miss, it strikes them.
You just shoot a bullet in the middle of the crowd.
I'll make sure she's dead.
Oh god.
No.
That's gonna cause a riot.
But you do fire your gun.
Does it pause her at all? Does it like surely she doesn't
Loses-
stop or go to stab
Oh,
herself?
Does not have
Grassy
to.
knoll.
Luz
Do anything?
is running towards the crate.
She takes the dagger and stabs herself in the chest
Yeah,
and
Luz
falls from the crate, slamming to the ground. As you can see a small bird fly off from her shoulder and fly off in the distance.
The truth bird.
this is weird. Luz runs
She
up.
Falls to the ground as people gasp and murmur, and there's a lot of ruckus and screams.
No one doing anything? Because I'm gonna go up and try and heal her.
I mean, people go over and look, but yeah, you push your way through the crowd and go over and try to heal, but she is very much dead.
Cool, great.
The
Wow.
dagger is straight through her, like her heart.
Did I not tell you all?
Luz, I don't think this is.
I mean, we didn't cause
Time.
this.
You hear a lot of like murmurs and things going on of people like discussing what happened. You hear, I would say, with
Was it the shot that killed her, or was it the dagger?
Eileen,
Did
speaking
somebody
of,
shoot a gun?
Eileen would have immediately just slipped into the crowd and acted like nothing fucking happened.
Make a
Who
stealth
shot
check.
that?
I did.
Yeah,
You,
you slip into the crowd.
Who the fuck shot the gun? Really? How'd you think that was gonna work?
oh, you tried though. You tried.
Eileen, can you send your falcon off after that bird?
Gooch!
Mooch!
Get the bird!
Make an animal handling check.
This
Oh,
one needs to
please.
go
The
through,
most
please!
important-
Come on. Oh!
God damn it.
Wait, inspiration. Do you have inspiration?
No!
Can I chase after the bird?
You can try.
I will fucking try.
Make
All
sure.
right. Make a perception check to find it. It
Oh,
was a
okay.
pretty small bird.
Alita will help her.
I will also do with the die. Might as well start it.
I will do the die. So Eileen, you instruct Gooch to go hunt down that bird and just he stares at you and just side eyes you. Just thoroughly just staring at you. Adia, you rush off and start looking to follow that bird, and you can see it flew off and is resting in a high tree branch and just sitting there. It's a very small bird.
Can I try to like stealth up to it?
Make a stealth check.
I'm also going to use another one. Use
Okay.
another die. Another death.
Okay. You stealth climb up the tree very carefully using your claws, and then are behind the bird. Make a nature check for me.
Oh shit.
You recognize this bird is a black-throated wren.
It can copy voices?
No.
No?
It's just the type of bird it is. It's a black-throated wren.
He's gonna reach out carefully and snatch it.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
A
You
cat
reach
would be
out,
good at
and
catching.
as its wings are about to extend, you grab it right around its body and then like hold it in your hands. You can feel it kind of like peck, 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 like pecking against your hand, and it hurts a little bit, but you're holding it in your hands.
Does it seem like it's like panicking, or does it seem like
Yes.
oh?
It has been.
It's in the
A
paws
bird
of
has
a
been
giant
caught by a
cat.
cat.
Oh, well, I thought maybe it might be an automated. Well, anyway, she just skitters down.
Did you think the bird was a drone?
Yeah, there's familiars. There's shit like that.
Birds aren't real.
They were replaced by the government in 1965.
Yeah, Luz, as you're over the body and try to heal it, you just see she is very much dead, and the dagger is firmly plunged into her heart. Many people are kind of gathered around looking at the body. Someone grabs a sheet and like put kind of nudges you out of the way and puts the sheet over her body so not to be seen by everyone.
Yeah, Luz will back up. Has anyone called the morgue?
The morgue?
Well,
Has anyone called the morgue on their cell phone?
But not for me.
has anyone sent anyone to the morgue?
Send for the guard.
You see some like a crowd of people that were seemingly from her caravan like come over and start like panicking and like wrapping the body in this sheet and then like picking it up and putting it back onto the caravan. And you hear a very large clamor. It seemed like she was a part of a large caravan and a big, company. So there is quite a bit of ruckus going on. I would say, Luz, with your passive perception, you hear a lot of like chatter, and the biggest sort of the biggest thing traveling around the crowd is you hear this phrase. People are like, "It must have been the Ren Wraith." Yes, it must have been the Ren Wraith. I think it's the Ren Wraith. And you hear like a lot of chatter of this something called the Ren Wraith.
Cool.
Ren like the bird. Ren.
Didn't know it was a fucking bird.
That bird.
It's a
The
bird.
bird was a wren.
Yeah.
The bird is a black-throated wren. Yeah.
Yeah.
Burb.
Yeah. Adi just hops down with holding the bird in her both of her hands. Just goes up to Lita. Here's the bird that flew off from the body. Now it is a body now.
It most certainly is. What does the bird look like? Does there seem to be anything unusual about it?
It has it firmly clasped in her hands.
I'm afraid to let
It is
it
a very
go.
small bird.
It is
Wrens are quite
panicking.
little. They're
It
kind of
might
like
die.
spheres, if you
They're
look at
little
what a wren looks
songbird,
like.
little
Do we get a
poofs.
small cage?
Do we? Does anyone have a cage?
Gooch have,
You yell into the crime scene
I
of an
think I
active
can make
murder.
one.
doesn't Gooch have a cage?
No, Gooch just sits on my arm.
His head
You look on the
swings 90
back of
degrees
her
and looks at
shoulder,
you.
There's just a ton
I
of
would-
shit.
I would
He
like to
just-
buy a cage.
I think I can
It
make
just
one maybe.
yells.
Do I have metal? Guys, twist some metal scrap, like metal wire, into
Make
the
into a
cage.
ball.
Yeah,
A ball.
like a
Try.
spherical cage. I'd like to try.
Alita will help.
I'll with
Okay.
Alita's help.
Make a Tinker Tools check.
Attribute.
Oh, you can use your dex.
Night.
Yeah,
Wanna roll
it takes
Okay.
it takes a little bit of time, but after a while, some minutes pass, but you just kind of twist together a rudimentary small like spherical cage.
I open the hatch and hold it up to Audia's palm or closed hands.
Yep. In you go. Bloop.
Close it.
Squish the bird in, and then close the gate, and it starts like flutting around and like trying to get at the edges, and then like as you're holding it, it like pecks at your hand at the bottom where you're holding it.
Ow! I hand it back
Like
to
a
Audia.
Pokeball.
Ow!
Don't. Yep, I hold it again.
Okay. Yeah,
We look at
You see inside is a small black-throated wren bird.
Now that Lita can get a good look at it, does it look unusual in any way? Does there anything
Make an
that
investigation check.
That is an 18.
Ooh.
Looks to just be a normal bird. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I think this might have just been her pet bird.
This happened like first thing in the morning.
Oh no, this is night. It is
Nighttime,
currently
okay.
nighttime. You guys are
Gotcha.
outside of the city.
Um. I. Well, we have a bird.
Bird and a
Should
ball.
Should we give it back to the caravan that just took the body? Perhaps they want it back.
I'm going to, just because I'm going to ritually cast Detect Magic.
You sit for 10 minutes and cast Detect Magic.
Anything up with the bird?
Bird is not magical.
Seems
Um,
like a bird as far as I can tell.
while Alita's doing this, I want to go over to one of the caravans that was clearly associated with her.
Yeah.
And I want to ask if there's anything that we can do to help. And yeah, if I'm around for this, well, if I knew about the bird, then I'll ask if they had a pet bird.
Okay. You walk over to the caravan and you can see many people just like rushing around. You see a younger looking woman that's kind of just sitting on a crate, just like head down. You can see tears coming down her cheek.
Excuse me?
She
Sorry.
like very slightly looks up, kind of looks at you like underneath her brow.
I'm so sorry for your loss. I don't exactly know what to say besides to my condolences, and I would like to offer any help that I can if you need any. I'm just a traveling mercenary of sorts. And did you have a pet wren by any chance?
No, we didn't.
And you are my name is Luz. Sorry for not introducing myself first.
I'm Malin Tristan.
Was Lena your sister?
Lena was my mother.
I'm so sorry. Was she not doing well recently?
She was acting so strange. I don't know why. For the past week, she's just been not herself, and I don't know what was wrong. But
In what ways?
she's just was acting so strange and was barely speaking to anyone, was staring off into the distance, looked like just absent.
And did she do anything? Make any sudden choices? Start talking about anything? She was mentioning that she had used a lot of people. Was she talking about anything like this before?
I mean, I've always known that she used some less than benevolent tactics with her business, and she had done some bad things, but I didn't know the extent of it.
I'm so sorry that this happened to you. I don't know if you've heard anything about this, but it's just a little something I overheard. Have you ever heard of a Ren Wraith?
I've heard the myth.
What's the myth? I'm not from around here.
Isar and Eileen make a religion check.
9.
7.
9.
We don't know shit.
Nah.
Who? Ren?
No, I'll say you've never heard of it. Malin says to you, there's a myth or legend or I don't know of a being called the Ren Wraith that targets people, a vengeful spirit or vengeful angel or some sort of being that targets people and forces them to speak their evils in front of people and then kill themselves. And a black-throated wren is always spotted near the site of their death.
Oh.
Like this one? Adi just
Oh my
holds up.
god.
She nods somberly.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
It seems like a very scared and normal bird, though. Is it still panicking in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's still just trying to get out and just like hopping around looking for ways to squeeze through.
Adi's just gonna cover the thing with a cloak, so maybe he'll just go to sleep. Maybe he won't panic and die.
It might die.
Yeah, his little heart.
Well,
I
that's
didn't think that this far-fetched tale could be real.
doesn't exactly make for the most realistic story, but hard to argue with what seems to be facts.
It could be someone doing a copycat.
Has this happened around here recently? Or has...
Not that I know of. No. This is the first instance I've heard actually happening.
And you just arrived here in Lestia with the rest of us, right? I'm guessing?
Yes,
Oh.
we were making a shipment.
Do you know where did you start from? Where did the shipment start from?
Havrelkir is where our headquarters is in Grimald. We were shipping some high priority lumber and timber into Powder.
So, it could have come from anywhere then, along the way, if it was a person or people. I
Sorry,
of
if
course.
You'll excuse me. I have some
Yes,
matters to take care of.
of course.
She stands up and then goes and walks off into the conglomerate of carts and caravans around.
Do you think we could find her body?
And
Luz is looking around.
Why?
Oh, I just wanted to cast Detect Magic. But it's possible that any traces of certain spells could be already gone. So,
can anyone speak with the
I can't today,
Is that a
but
thing?
tomorrow, yes.
It is handy when you do want to speak to skeletons in archaeological sites, but
Oh, that one. I don't have that one. It's a weird one to just casually have.
well, not for archaeologists who are magical in nature.
Archaeologists, magical in nature.
Archaeology is the most magical profession.
There's a study for it in the Verzeum.
Cryptozoology.
But the archaeology and necromancy branch hate each other.
I think it's because the necromancy branch keeps stealing from them.
Did you just make a joke?
Hey.
Wow.
Character development.
Look at us.
She's making jokes and they're not just at her friends.
They're not just thinly veiled insults.
Well, the Malin is walking away, so if there's a chance to ask anyone for permission to look at the body for some hint, it would be from her, I
Oh
suppose.
no, okay, I kind of run after her.
Okay.
Malin, Malin, I'm
Yes.
so sorry to ask you this, but I would really like to help as much as possible, and I think if maybe detecting if there was some sort of magic around your mother might be helpful for knowing what was going on. If I could look at her body.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh god.
You can do
You got
it.
this, Liz.
You can do it.
What is my charisma? It is a 2. 15.
15.
She,
She kind of looks down at the ground for a few moments and then looks back up at you. If you think you can find something that might help and lead to an answer, then sure.
I wouldn't like to leave any stone unturned if it's possible.
She nods and starts walking, leading you.
Okay, cool. I kind of wave at everyone.
You're brought to a large caravan cart, and a veil is opened, or like curtain is opened, and then you can see wrapped in a sheet is the body, along with some people standing around and kind of just talking to each other and arguing and all kinds of stuff.
Pardon me. And Luz just kind of goes over to the body and casts a spell, or not cast spell magic, cast detect magic.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic.
Yes.
You get a hint of magic coming from a pocket, it looks like, in her pants.
Okay. May I? And Luce is like reaching towards the sheet,
Malin nods.
and I carefully, very, very respectfully move the sheet, and very carefully trying to touch the body as little as possible, reaches into the pocket to grab whatever is in her pocket.
You grab a small, smooth stone that has some etching in it. Looks like maybe shale, and it has some kind of inscriptions carved into it.
Do I know what they are or what this is? Any idea?
It is enchantment magic. You can make an Arcana check if you want to try to learn more.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, we'll try and learn more, maybe. That is a 15 also.
15. It looks like a sigil, a rune that is specifically for attracting a bird. It looks like
Okay.
it is like alluring to specifically wrens.
Okay. I ask Malin. Malin, have you ever seen this before?
No, I haven't.
And then waved at everyone to follow.
We're all
You're
just kind
outside
of like
of-
awkwardly waiting
yeah,
outside.
outside of
Okay.
the caravan.
May I take this?
I don't see why not.
Thank you. I take a look over her body just to see if there's anything physically obvious besides the giant stab wound.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, that sucks. My inspiration on this, or do I just let it suck? I don't know. Okay, it's a 7.
You see a gunshot through her sleeve, like kind of like draped, like a bit of a dangly draped sleeve piece of cloth. You see like a gunshot
Shit.
hole through it. Other than that, nothing remarkable.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I put the sheet back.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Malin.
Did you find anything?
Possibly. But I'll have to have one of my friends look at this stone.
She nods.
I wish you condolences. I'm terribly sorry for what has happened.
She just stays quiet.
I will be in touch. And I walk out to everyone standing at the fucking door. Hello.
Hello? What did you find?
I hold out the stone. It's alluring to bird. Wren, specifically.
Is the magic gone from it? I am guessing.
No?
Might want to.
It's not used up, right? Like, it would still, like...
It's still emanating magic.
Okay.
Might want to identify it just in case there's any other effects.
Of course.
Yes. And takes out the identify wand and boops it.
Pops.
You cast Identify, and you get returned the information that it is simply a sigil that is attractive to specifically black-throated wrens. It just calms them and draws them in, and like is alluring towards them.
Do I hold it? I hold it near the
Yeah.
cage thing.
Yeah. You hear the sound of, since it's covered in a cloth, you hear the sound of clinking stop.
Lift up the cloth.
It's sitting there calmly.
Do we want to, like, tie this to this?
Yes, perhaps.
Yeah,
I
that's a good idea.
don't want it to die. Yeah, I guess tie it to one end of the bars, or just tie it hanging from the thing.
Okay.
Like a little lanyard.
The bird just sits there calmly and kind of like head towards the stone, just like looking at it.
Luz, that's a pretty good trinket. It would match your theme if you hung it up with the rest of your stuff.
While I don't disagree, I want to make sure that it's not going to cause any harm to me before doing that.
That's a fair point.
Also, that's a lot of bird poop.
The last person that had it on did just kill himself.
Doesn't mean it's haunted.
So yeah.
I'm not one to say that causation is correlation.
No. But we'll just stay away from any possible scenarios.
Do you wish for Alita and me to perhaps take a look at the body? I'm not medically.
I think if you...
I think she's gone through enough. The daughter.
Oh. Adia fidgets.
Honestly, I'm not sure there would be much to learn from the body.
It did look very normal, except for the small gunshot hole in her sleeve.
Well,
Oh, so close.
I look over at Eileen.
You wouldn't give me that look if I hit the dagger out of her hand.
Well, yeah.
there's. I mean, did we? Do
Who
they still
makes
have the
these-
knife? Oh, yes.
Oh, no, go for it.
Did we take a look at the knife?
No.
Didn't pop up on your
No.
magic, so
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. So nothing's magic.
Oh, yeah,
Unless
no.
they took it away from the body. Just holds the cage.
you said that you could, by the morning, you could speak to the bird, Luz?
Yeah. I can. I don't know how much it will know or be able to tell us if it's not directly involved and if it was just attracted by this charm. But nobody saw her with this charm in the last week, and that's when she started really acting strangely,
Or with
according to her daughter.
or with the bird as well. So this is a fairly recent happenstance then.
Somebody
They-
put it in her pocket.
Did she say if she came into contact with any individuals in particular, or?
No. But I didn't ask. Maybe we give her the night, come back in the morning, look at what we have right now, and then give her a moment to grieve and come back and talk to people.
Might be better.
Caravan's also going to be gone.
That's another thing where we're on a deadline.
They were also moving in a similar direction.
Maybe we should ask around a little more about this Ren Wraith. See if
I agree. Let's go ask random people.
Yeah.
Let's go find whoever's been
let's
here
go
the
find some
longest.
circles.
Also, I think we need to consider the idea that maybe this wasn't something supernatural and not given to the hysteria of a Ren Wraith or whatever.
I think
she
the
was really just
stone
regretful.
says otherwise.
I mean, I think the fact she had a stone that attracts specifically Wrens is a little odd.
Yeah, that's proving the fact that it is.
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
what she admitted to, I don't really have any love lost, but
whether or not
Very
it was
well-
an actual wraith or just someone using the legend to cover up their
Yes.
deed.
I think that's more likely, but either way, somebody was involved in one degree or another, because if she was just committing suicide, then why would there be a Ren call in her pocket?
Maybe she just like birds. I don't know. We can look into it.
There is also the consideration that I must say that was this a bad thing that happened?
Doesn't
I-
sound like it.
Don't. Well, I would think that anyone losing a parent is a bad thing.
But she might have killed someone else's parent inadvertently. Just a simple question. It's just
Which I don't know how to answer. She seemed to have made it clear, and her daughter did mention that she knew that her mother had done unsavory things for her business. But other than that, I don't know.
right. Well, I am guessing we shall try our best, but if our best cannot achieve things, and if we even want to achieve anything, then I suppose we'll see from then.
I just think it's rather strange to make a show of it. Why here and now?
If there was a show of it, then wouldn't it cause some satisfaction to whoever was watching it?
It would essentially like disgrace her legacy and, by extension, her family and business.
But would you just let that happen from afar if you hated someone that much? Hated an organization that much?
Well, like you said, this making it so public, at the very least, word's gonna spread.
That is true.
But that just. I don't think that this is a solution to her poor choices or
No,
wrongdoings.
It is not. It is a wrong way to go about things. But
It just harmed her family. Anything.
he just kind of shrugs with the cage. Should we ask the questions now? about the Ren Wraiths around?
Yes. Yes, we should.
Yeah.
We
Can go around to start
We bother
asking
people.
people. Go over, try to specifically looking for people
Anyone
that
who
are
looks
definitely
like they're whispering.
yeah, trying to gather information.
People who
Hello.
look like they're gossipy.
Fellow snoops.
You see a rather grizzled-looking dwarven man who looks to be like around a campfire and just like talking like he's telling a tall tale or something. You can overhear. He seems to be speaking about the Ren Wraith.
Go over, sit myself down. Hello.
Looks over at you with kind of a raised eyebrow. I was talking to you.
Well, pardon my interruption. I just wanted to hear what you had to say.
Nods and turns back to the crowd. I'm telling you all, the Ren Wraith is more than real. I've seen it in action many a time. The wicked are cast down from their pedestals, taken care of with divine retribution. This angel of the gods. You
How?
see people just like listening intently. They force them to relive their worst sins, feel the pain that it's caused the people it's harmed, force them into insanity and mournfulness, feel the pain of all that they've done to others before it's too much for them and they take their own life.
You said you've seen many of these?
I've seen it happen many a time throughout my travels and my years.
It's in more than one place.
Is he being honest?
Make an insight check.
Yeah. I'm very curious about this man and his
Natural
tale.
20. Let's go.
Yo!
Yes.
That's 20 plus 4.
Seems to believe what he's saying.
Cool. We like that. Like that answer.
I've seen it all across the entire continent. I've heard stories, all with the same name, the Ren Wraith.
What are some signs of the Ren Wraith? Why do they pick the people that they do?
As far as I've seen, they're usually people that have many sins to confess, much guilt on their conscience, always accompanied by a black-throated wren. The black-throated wren being a sign of mournfulness, grief, sorrow.
I look down at the cage.
Anya
With this-
holds it protectively. It's just a bird.
Who have you
Um,
seen be fall to the Ren Wraith?
Who?
I can't remember all their names, dear. All kinds of evil people. Bastards that have done terrible things and admit to it right before their end.
Surely some of them that must have stuck out.
I'd say this was the highest profile one that I knew.
Still avoiding
Her
the
skin
question.
wheeled ink. That's quite a big one.
Is there any other symbol the Ren Wraith leaves behind besides a bird? It could be just coincidence.
As far as I know, it's always the bird.
Is it only the bird?
As far as I know, dear. Just looks at you more intently.
How long has this Renwraith been around, legend-wise?
Years and years. As far as I can remember.
So
I was told the stories when I was a child.
How old does this guy look?
Looks pretty old. He's a dwarf too, so probably even older than that.
Cool.
And after all
I
this
guess
time,
he's
this
at least
is
100 years old.
This is the highest profile one after all the time.
I haven't been around forever, and I can't be everywhere at once. Tough relaying the stories that I've seen and heard. I've heard, well, actually, I've heard a herald killed once.
A herald
A herald
by a Renwraith.
killed himself dead.
Does any of us know which herald that might be?
No, none of you have really heard of this. Only ones that would have heard of this would probably be the people from Pelrin that kind of delve more in the weird, mythical legend type of stuff, but neither of them are very aware.
Yeah, we're not very good at this.
The tinfoil people, it's okay. You're not.
The sir was full tinfoil, but every time he read, he just bird watching. Fuck that. Get out of here. Get that book.
So wait, Chris. Basically everyone saw the bird fly away from the body. Then I'm guessing it wasn't like
A lot of people,
difficult
yeah.
to see. Oh, okay.
And the bird was like sitting on her shoulder, and then the gunshot
Oh.
went off, and then the stab wound, or she stabbed herself in the chest, and then it flew away.
Hmm.
Also, what is your name, good sir? Of telling such a story?
Name's Murphy.
Murphy.
Good old Murph.
That's horrid.
All of my homies hate the name Murphy.
As he's talking, can Adia like look at his hands, or like, does he have any weapons on him?
Sure, making perception check.
All right, come on, cat girl. 5, I think. Yeah.
Not that you can see. He seems to be wearing like a trench coat, almost like leather jacket, and that goes down past his waist, but don't see any weapons apparent.
He's in a trench coat. Little fedora somewhere in there
A
too.
human, it's just a human-sized jacket, but he's a dwarf, so it's a trench coat.
Pretty much.
It
Also,
was on
was-
clearance.
Was Murphy his real name?
That's what he said.
I like
Mr.
how
Murph.
much of a question we have for this guy when this is like a legend.
Yeah, it's probably just this guy talking shit, but still. I don't know. Everyone's a suspect. This bird's a suspect.
The bird is the
Even
biggest
we are
suspect.
suspects.
No.
Well, maybe the bird will have something to say when Luz
Oh.
can talk to it.
Yep. Hopefully. That would be nice.
Is there any other tales about the Renwraiths, Mr. Murphy?
That's about all there is to it.
Oh,
Bad people have Ren.
have birds.
Bye.
Bad people have birds.
Bad people have birds.
I've heard, if you can believe it, I've heard that it's not just the bad people. The bad people are the ones that are most evident, that admit their sins out in front of people, but I've heard stories of good people too that are kept hidden,
Cool.
that don't announce their deaths, and they disappear or die mysteriously, but there's always that Ren along with their dead body. I don't think it's a purely benevolent angel that's punishing the evil. I think there's more to it.
So, does it go off the guilt that someone feels rather than the action of it?
That I couldn't tell you, lass. I think that, other than the ones that are obvious and displayed in front of everyone, that there's more deaths happening at the hand of the Ren Wraith that it doesn't want to make public.
Did anyone else died?
Luz, do you think perhaps you can look for the lady's star in case?
Wouldn't it be gone now?
Oh, maybe that's true. Would it be gone or like it's still?
Yeah, she's dead.
Okay. It's just dead.
She gone.
Because I don't know if her soul was eaten either or something. I don't know.
They just yeah, is right.
Okay. I got nothing else.
I don't know what to ask.
I think we got as much context as we can get. I think our last shot is hopefully the bird might know or see something.
The bird's gonna be like, that stone was nice.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're gonna get out of the
I
bird.
get a good feeling, but you never know. I feel like that's gonna be it too. But hey, won't know till you ask.
Yeah. Might as well.
Cool.
I feel real dumb if it was like a cursed bird or something and it was like speaking human the whole time. Human? Common.
Oh god.
Yeah. Guess we just keep watch over the bird while we prepare for the night.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not much.
Like, can we look around the crime scene, I guess?
Sure. What do you want
I
to look
say
for?
crime scene. Magical residue.
Ectoplasm.
You search around everywhere where the events of the death happen, but you don't see any senses of magic.
Okay. Guys, you don't know how scared I was just now. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, this is good. We'll talk to the bird in the morning. I don't know what else to do tonight.
Can Adia try to befriend the bird while it's stoned out of its mind?
Stoned.
What do you want to do to the bird?
Give it some have the ball cage like on the ground and like kind of like give it like a small dish of.
Okay.
Hamster ball.
It just rolls around with the bird just flinging itself around. I just like kind of gives it like little like seeds and little like water. Like, does it seem to be eating it, or does it seem completely like dazed by the stone?
It'll peck at the seeds every once in a while.
Okay, so yeah, she'll try to like feed it and like try to like pet it through the bars. Well,
How does Anchovy react?
Yeah, come on, Anchovy, look, this is
no.
not food. This is not food.
They can animal handling check.
We're gonna lose our only witness.
No, we're not. It's in a cage. You can't get through cages yet. Oh.
Not the. Well, pretty sure the baby ward could get through the cage.
Oh no.
I'm. You know what? I'm gonna fucking.
you point-
I'm gonna use a
point at the
dice.
cage.
8 out of 10.
You point at the cage and you say, "Not food, not food." And you put Anchovy down, and immediately lunges at the cage and starts like trying to claw at it and
No,
like
okay.
mouth all over, teeth everywhere. And bird like jumps back and is hiding as far back away as it can.
Anchovy, no, anchovy. You see, it's,
Ah,
look at no. Hold anchovy again. Just hold anchovy and tries to like, okay, not
Gotta,
food. Not,
trying to like open up the mouth.
You grab
Yeah.
Anchovy away,
yes.
drooling.
Try.
Anchovy is drooling and intently staring at the bird in the cage.
You already got fed today already. You got a whole like chunk of meat. Like, why are you still hungry? You're growing, I suppose. Yeah, that's what Nadia spends her night doing. Befriending the bird.
When it gets real late, Eileen's going to, because we're still like in this big encampment outside of
Yeah.
Leicester, right?
Yep.
Eileen's going to go sneaky and try and eavesdrop on, try and find if anybody's like having a conversation about the death, or specifically checking around the family caravan that we talked to already, where the body was.
Okay.
Walk over there, see if I hear anything. If I do, then just be sneaky in a bush and try and eavesdrop.
Make a stealth check. What is it?
It's taking forever to load, is what it is. There we go. Stealth. Damn. 30.
What the fuck?
Wow.
How
Rogue
did you just-
expertise.
No, but still, that is
How?
that a
Is that
That's-
possible?
Let me double check.
The
Let me double check.
nat 19 plus 11 to stealth.
Where's the
Okay.
plus 8 coming from?
I have expertise on stealth.
that could be
Oh,
it.
okay.
I do have plus 11 too. That could be
Yeah,
it.
I have
yeah.
expertise on stealth and then 5 dex.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, you were quiet as the night and stealth over and sneak into their encampment. You overhear some people like talking like, "Good riddance, I say. She did terrible things to good people." And you hear other people talking. Yeah, but is that really worth, dying?
Fair.
Just people talking like that. Just some people are kind of, a lot of people sitting around the campfire just chatting, and some people talking about how she deserved it. Some people saying like, maybe that's too extreme, but you don't get any sense of like, this person did it or any like direct malice or direct violence towards her. Just kind of people that worked for her talking about the situation.
Okay. Yeah, at that point, Eileen's just gonna walk the rest of the camp and probably not find anything, but keep an ear out until her watch is over.
Nothing.
Cool.
Nothing particular. All right. Everyone goes to sleep, and the next day comes as it is the 15th of Kemen, and you are on the outskirts of Lacia.
Cool. We wake up and I talk to a bird.
What's the word, bird?
You all get along with this, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
Talk to the bird. Talk to the bird.
Yeah, that's pretty much the
first thing.
first thing. Which, hold
Okay.
on, let me move some spells around real quick.
Should I Zone of Truth the bird?
Anyone can speak to dead? Maybe? Anyone? No?
No,
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, Zone of Truth though.
only clerics,
God.
wizards, and bards can do that.
Goddamn
Okay.
bards.
All right. Yep. go to this little bird in the cage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna ritually cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Oh, hi, kitty, kitty. Come here.
Oh, kitty!
Meow.
You ritually cast Speak with Animals over
Yes.
the course of 10 minutes,
Yes.
and you can speak to animals.
Gonna go over to the wren. And I'm gonna say hello. Hello, wren.
Peck, peck, peck. Looks over at you. Hi.
What? How are you doing?
Hungry?
I ask Adia for some more seed.
Yeah, I give more seeds, refill the water.
Peck, peck, peck.
Okay.
Peck, peck. Yummy.
Aw.
It's a murder,
About-
Rika.
About yesterday. Why were you on that lady's shoulder?
Pretty rock.
Yep. Okay.
Have you asked if I've seen anyone else with a pretty rock?
Have you seen anyone else with a rock like this? A pretty rock?
Turns head towards Adia. Pretty rock.
Okay.
She pointed herself. Why is it looking at me?
It just says you. You've seen you with the pretty rock recently.
Oh.
Lady
Are you-
Pretty Rock. Dead Lady Pretty Rock.
What? Okay. Yeah. You see Luz's face kind of like. She looks a little surprised and kind of blanches a bit.
Sorry, Luz didn't say it. At least say it. Like, is the dead and the pretty lady the same person?
I don't know. Ow. Yeah. Luz will go. Pretty dead lady or pretty lady and dead lady?
Bird didn't say pretty lady.
You did. We heard pretty lady.
Bird said pretty rock.
Pretty
Oh, no,
rock,
You said pretty
dead lady.
Dead lady, pretty rock.
Okay.
Dead rock, pretty lady.
Dead lady, pretty rock.
Any other
When-
person? Sorry, no.
When did you find the pretty rock?
Lady, west, pretty rock.
In those
New
directions?
lady.
Motherfucker knows
Pretty rock.
directions? Hold up.
Like, new lady pretty rock.
Animals no directions.
New
That's
lady.
true.
You say with confidence?
There's
They
no,
fly
there's
south
no
for
to
winter.
not fly south. They're in
Yeah.
There actually are birds that definitely
During
have a sense
COVID.
of. They have like
COVID.
I don't remember the exact organ. It's a specific organ that can tell which direction they're
Oh,
going
the
in or which way is
compass.
north.
There's no directions.
They literally do have an organic compass.
Okay, so wow, they know north better than
They know north better than north.
Lady,
Oh.
west, pretty rock. Then dead lady, pretty rock.
how
Yeah, I'm just repeating
long?
this out
Yeah.
loud to everyone.
You sound
how much
insane.
west?
I,
How much west? Pretty rock.
Far.
yeah, Luz is just back and forth, like chirping at this bird,
How-
and then
I follow pretty rock. Want pretty rock.
How many nights?
Give pretty rock.
you can have it.
After you tell us what we need to hear, bird, and slowly start pulling the thing away.
It starts hopping. Pretty rock.
How many nights ago did it start following the lady with the rock?
I-
Count
Oh,
days.
Don't know. Pretty rock.
God.
If no more pretty rock, will you fly away?
Sad.
Aww.
They have a third pet, guys.
Yes.
Okay,
Now
I'm
we have
okay
to
with
make
that.
sure we have to make sure 2 of our pets don't eat the 3rd pet.
Any 3 of
Toward-
our pets can eat each other for now.
We could have a pet bird.
No, we don't need more pets.
It's a
The Bloodhawk Gooch eyes you out of you.
Gooch.
We're gonna have a conversation later too.
What?
I was talking to Gooch.
Oh. Okay, you all have something to work on.
We need a mediator too.
Hey, Gooch, how are you doing?
Oh, that's right. They can talk.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Bloodhawk turns towards you and like kind of, if eyebrows could raise like they would, the eyes kind of open wider.
What would you prefer to be called?
You understand me?
Oh
Yes.
fuck!
American?
Dignified?
I'm Chadston Bradwick.
No,
Yes?
I was supposed to be Russian.
Oh, it sounded American as fuck. I heard 4th of July in my ear.
You understand me?
There we
How
go.
about
Well, yes.
What is this native language then?
How do you understand me?
Magic.
Kind of nods. This one is an imbecile. Turn-
Oh
turn
yeah,
aside
no, I
towards-
knew
towards Emily.
that. Luz is just laughing.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He thinks you're funny.
I'll clip his wings. He'll never fly again. Tell him he's going in the cage next if he doesn't start listening.
He squawks at you.
I think
I can
I think-
understand
Squawk
her.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I can
You know, you
understand
didn't
her.
say anything, Eileen.
What? I didn't?
No.
I'm trying to copy your tone. He needs to start listening to me.
I
Fuck
don't.
off.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
What does Eileen have to do to earn its respect? Fish?
Do you have? Again, would you prefer to be called something other than Gooch?
Anything but that.
I think that's a lost. That was a lost cause.
What did it say?
Anything but Gooch would be great.
Great. When it starts listening, it can have a real name.
Okay.
It eyes you.
All right, back.
Why
Fucking
are
one
you
stink
so
eye.
antagonistic?
She smells bad.
Oh.
What'd he say?
He's- Oh.
Her
I
breath
haven't
smells
noticed-
like a dung.
I haven't
What's it-
noticed that.
What's he saying?
Not very nice things. Says you smell bad.
That is fair. We will work on it when we get inside Lesha. We'll work on it. But the smell can't be
You-
the only problem.
Your breath?
We will work on it. If hygiene was an issue, why didn't any of you say anything?
I don't sit on your shoulder.
We can't all smell like
Oof.
evergreen. Lose.
I mean, it's not that hard. You just cast a little charm on a little rock and then you hang it off your hat.
Lose. How?
Yes?
What about anchovy? What about the anchovy? What does the anchovy say?
Oh, hi, Anchovy.
Hi.
Oh.
How are you today?
Want to eat bird.
Yeah, Anchovy wants to eat the bird. I don't know if that's gonna work out for us.
I
No,
look
it
at
is- it
fucking.
won't.
I look at Gooch. Maybe that's not a
Gooch
bad
looks at you.
idea.
You mean the other bird? The small bird.
Still, I mean, still. Can you tell Anchovy that the bird is not food? It is a very important crime scene evidence.
Anchovy,
The criminal.
Yeah.
the bird is not food.
No, bird looks like food.
No, bird is not food.
I think Hat Lady wrong.
That's okay, but no. This time I am right.
Make
For
a
this
persuasion
bird.
check.
God.
Oh no.
That is a 6.
Bird definitely food.
Not this bird.
I
This
can
bird
smell.
important. This bird's important.
Important food.
No,
Can you
no.
ask? Can you ask Anchovy how if he loves me?
Can Anchovy understand that? Anchovy, did you understand?
Anchovy cannot understand.
Your owner loves you. Do you love her?
What is love?
That's
What is
that's
love?
a very fair question.
Baby, don't
How
hurt me.
Luz starts going into like a very long explanation that everyone only hears like
In dog.
in dog. Yeah, and continues on with that and trying to explain love to a work puppy.
How old is that?
Luz is not very good at explaining love.
Make a performance check, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay.
Performance question mark?
I got a natural 1. So that's a 3 total.
Use your inspiration. No,
This?
don't.
Anchovy just like kind of nods as you're speaking, and then just kind of like trails off and starts looking in the distance. You finish speaking, and you ask again, and he's like,
What? Wasn't listening. Sorry.
Anchovy does not understand love despite my attempts to explain it.
Oh, that's all right. Anchovy's still a very good boy. And pat, pat, pat.
Says you're a good boy. Don't eat the bird.
Maybe.
No. Any other questions for this Ren? Before we I don't know, let it go?
Do we have to let it go?
Adia?
I mean, we're
I think
we're gonna be keeping the stone, so it's gonna be with us anyway, cage or not.
On stone. Give stone.
We can give him
The bird wants the stone.
I don't want
Well,
it.
they can follow with us. They can follow us until we're done with it.
Pretty rock.
We will keep the pretty rock for now. But once we're done with it, it's all yours. Yep.
Can you tell the wren what its name is? I mean, ask what its name is.
Do you have a name?
What is name?
I am Luz. You are
Kylo.
Chris.
he can't keep getting away with it. He can't.
We can't do
He
this.
cannot keep getting away with naming birds after fucking people.
We can't do this anymore.
Oh my god.
Oh.
He did this campaign 1. He can't do it again. He can't.
That is a great name.
Just not okay.
You heard Alita. You heard Alita. Its name is Kylo now.
Oh no.
How about Gooch?
No, Kylo. It's Kylo. Like Caillou, except Kylo. Can you also tell the bird to perhaps stay away from Gooch and the anchovy? Just
Yeah. So, you're Kylo, and please don't go near Anchovy, and I'll point at Anchovy, or the hawk.
Gooch. Oh, I can understand you.
Me, Kylo.
Yes.
Then
Okay, so now the bird has been named, and we have a bird. That's great.
oh. Eighth party member get. That thing's gonna die in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, because it's a 1 HP creature.
It sure is.
Let's make it a little armor.
Oh, that's so cute.
And it'll still die in one shot.
No, we have the mithril. We have the mithril.
Make
Thor,
tiny
get over here.
mithril bird armor.
Oh my god.
Use the Titan Steel.
Would definitely be more useful on the Bloodhawk, for sure.
Yeah.
Bloodhawk
probably.
doesn't get anything.
What is your problem with this bird?
From day
So
one.
bird's
we're
problem me.
I don't think that's
Smell
how
bad.
those work.
I do smell bad. Apparently, that's the problem.
Should fix that.
So, we did question Kylo, and it didn't.
Did not lead us anywhere.
Besides where it maybe originated from, that means the lady.
did we
Got
ask how
the
long
stone?
that she had the bird for?
It just said pretty rock. We asked how many days.
No, I mean, like, did we ask the daughter how long her
Oh.
mother had the bird?
Oh.
She said that she was acting strange and that she noticed a bird flying around her for about a week.
Oh, weak. Holy shit.
How far can we travel in a day?
By foot, about 24 miles.
24, 48, 72.
Wasn't a week ago at Gossadir, or was it like further than that?
They said west too, didn't they?
No, not Gossadir. The crossroads to Gossadir. Yeah. Oh, sorry, west. Shit.
I mean, that's not even reaching Corum if it's a week.
Yeah.
That's like the mountain pass here. Assuming they followed the road the whole time. Roughly mapping
That's-
it out.
That's also where the devils are.
No, the devils are like in the forest over
Oh,
here.
no. Oh, wow,
Or
they're
at
far.
least
Never mind.
From what Luz can kind of gather. So just in the western forests or the eastern forests above them.
It's heading the direction we're going in either way.
Yeah. Great. Great. Any of you have any overbearing guilt?
No.
Always.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't. Looks at I don't even think. I don't think any of us really have guilt, really, except just trauma, guilt. Unless guilt translates to trauma. Anyway.
Push.
Well, I think so, maybe, because it didn't say like good. I mean, good people got hurt by survivor's guilt, or got hurt otherwise, or maybe it's something in the. Oh, who fucking knows?
I'm chock full of guilt. I got lots of it.
Oh,
Do?
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried talking to someone about it?
No, we don't do that. We just
Oh, okay.
Same.
keep it in.
Gotcha.
Scary.
Sounds
when
like
we
a
get
plan.
Yeah.
I just stares at you.
Okay. Well then. Do you want to hold on to this rock, Eileen?
Sure. That seems like a good idea. I have a lot of guilt, and it said that the
No,
bird
don't.
That might be a
follows me.
problem with Gooch.
Why would that be a problem with Gooch?
It's more like Kylo's gonna go near Gooch is the thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
May I keep the stone? At least Anchovy can't fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I hold up the cage away from Anchovy, up high above my head, and I like open up the latch.
Okay. You
Gooch,
open up the latch, and the bird goes, Kylo goes and lands on your shoulder. Pretty rock.
Pretty rock. I can't understand it.
Just stares at the rock. Kind of hops around on your shoulder.
Adia puts the rock
How big is
in
the rock
and moves.
again?
Yeah, it's like
Oh, it's pretty small. It's like, it could easily fit in your palm.
So a wren could actually like fly away with it.
It could try. It could probably, if it's strong enough, it could probably do it.
puts the stone in my cloak thingy.
Okay. Yeah, bird just sits on your shoulder.
Oh, can you tell it that if it has to poop, can it poop somewhere else and not on my shoulder?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you. That would be nice not to smell like
Please don't poop on her.
poop on anyone else.
Why?
Because she doesn't like it.
Why?
You like being pooped on?
I don't understand.
Cool. I tried.
You tried.
Kitty cat.
Oh, kitty cat.
Kitty cat.
sorry, Chris. this is what you get when we have animals. Well,
All
what
right, you guys are
now?
outside of Lycia.
Yeah, what now? Oh. To look at the body again?
I guess so.
Grabs the bird, puts it back in the cage. Sorry about that. Covers it. You don't want to
Oh.
traumatize the daughter.
Oh, by showing her a bird that was there.
Yeah. Yes.
You go to check, and it looks like their caravan had left in the night.
Oh, god damn it!
Well,
Well, mystery solved.
we've inherited this problem now.
I do not like how you phrased that. Okay, but bird back out into the wilderness. Here you go. Bird's not traumatizing anymore. Well, I guess Celestia then. I'm not sure. Maybe they continued on into the city? Maybe we can hear more stories of other people perhaps getting the same incident?
Yeah, let's go listen to more stories about people murdering themselves.
Maybe someone will point at me and be like, "You're the next one!"
Oh, maybe.
Yes.
Cool. We head off.
It
the left.
definitely feels, whatever it is, it definitely seems to be maybe not fabricated, but very deliberate. Someone somehow she got a hold of that stone. And whether or not that was, as far as we can tell, it only seems to attract Ren, so it might be a mark of sorts.
As you're walking around and there's people all over, there's a lot of whispers and murmurs as you're kind of looking at, or as people are looking at the Ren and see it sitting on their shoulder. There's a lot of nervous whispers and gossip.
Yay,
Oh.
Cree.
Oh no, I am so full of guilt. Oh no, someone get
Yeah,
me.
You're overselling it a little bit.
Oh, was not convincing enough.
I thought it was-
Oh no, I am full of guilt.
No.
Just as
Oh,
You guys
God.
head off and enter into the city of Lacia.
Yep, with a crime bird.
Murder.
The mirthful city, center of recreation and entertainment.
So, is the caravan we're with, are we just straight passing through, or are they also be hanging out in the city for a while?
They're going to be passing straight through. They're heading to Corum.
Oh.
All right. In that case, Alita will
But
swing
they can't
by.
actually. Well, they can't cross the Great Lifts until you guys
No, that's true.
return the thing. So they kind of need you.
Well,
So I guess
regardless.
they're slaves to whatever pace you want to take. Basically.
Do you think we should? I hate to force the issue with the caravan, but do you think we should take advantage while we're here and maybe try to do a little bit of research into the hells, or
Yes,
How far away
I
is
need
it
to
live
make-
from here?
it's
Like,
fairly close.
It is
2 days?
Right?
It is
Oh no.
about 2 days.
Gotcha. I'm fine with that. I'm in no hurry to fix the lift. They've gone a few weeks without it. They can go a few more days.
I think it's been longer than 2 weeks, hasn't it?
I said a few weeks. I don't know how long.
it's probably been months.
Plus with time dilation, who knows?
At the very least, I would also like to swap, run by the post office.
And I need a bath.
Post office sounds like a good thing, and a bath also sounds.
Yes. I would also like to go to the post office.
Okay. So you guys head off and go to the post. Which was Courier Way. Courier service in Lacia. Yeah, you guys head inside.
Yeah.
You see the blonde-haired and very fast-moving, sporadic, gnomish woman, Aldra, that those of you that asked for services remember. And she's just kind of sorting things and opening up cabinets and drawers and quickly moving around.
Hello.
Hi, what do you need?
To send a letter to the Druid Circle.
She reaches a hand back and just kind of
Yeah.
shakes it. Yep. Come on.
Oh, I need to write it.
Well, what the hell are you here for?
Do that, I suppose. Pull out a piece of paper.
While this is
Yeah.
doing that, Lita will hand the letter that she already wrote.
Wow. Okay.
The one that she's sending to her mother.
Okay.
Where in the Fractus Enclave exactly? Was it the west, east?
The
Where
West.
exactly?
Luis.
The west.
It was somewhere in the northern Practice Enclave, I believe.
All right. I have a letter to deliver to the island in the northern Practice Enclave, Anvil.
Gotcha.
Like, we'll hand the letter that she already made.
She'll look at the letter and then throw it into an envelope, and then she'll throw a hand back and 3 gold.
Yeah, Alita will drop 3 gold into their hand.
Takes it, puts it into her pocket, and continues sorting. Takes your envelope and sorts it into a pile. What does the letter entail?
I already sent you the details in DM.
Gotcha.
My letter is going to be to the Druid Circle, to Archdruid Nyla, and it's going to be, it's going to briefly summarize the fact that I have died, but I'm fine.
But I lived.
It'll briefly summarize what we've gone through, touching on the fact that we found the lift thing, and in that one of our friends got called to the void by a card. We lost another person to the 9 hells, and we died a few times getting to the void. Met an ancient black dragon from the days of the Concord, and 2 of people from the natural ones, and some weird octopus mind flayer man. But everything's okay, and I'm currently in Lestia, and I'm gonna head out. Where are we heading out to? I'm gonna write where our plans are.
That's a good question.
The Grand Lift for now?
Going
Well-
to the lift, and then were we gonna try and look at stuff in Gaprow or something like that?
So, I think, okay, so
We'll put
the
our
Micah-
probable moves down.
our original, before we called Micah, I think our plan was to head to Coram, try to see if we can get a boat down to Shield. But with Micah going on, I guess we're gonna probably be looking into that for a bit, I guess.
Okay.
So don't know. So
We'll
at the
be
very
around
least,
Pellerin, probably.
don't know how long we'll be in Coram, mate, but we'll be heading to Shield. Hopefully within a few weeks.
Yeah, I'll kind of put that all down and go, I know that sounds a little crazy, but I'll send another letter with an update. No news on the stars so far. Sad face.
Did Luz just invent emojis?
Just a little sad
Despite-
face drawing of a sad lose. It's just a little round face with a hat, and it looks sad.
This very serious and grim report back to your professional superiors, and just like frowny face.
Eileen and Isar, there's a letter for both of you here. Since you sent letters from here, Isar sent to your family in Ulfred, and Eileen sent a letter to your father in Archers.
I
There's
will
a letter
take
for
my
each of you.
letter
I will take mine as
Oh,
well.
wow.
and open and read it.
Your letter, Isar, is from your mother and father, and they say that they are very proud of you. They hope you're doing well, and that they wish you safe journeys. Feel free to come visit in Ulfrit whenever you're available to, and they hope that you are keeping fed and staying generally safe and out of trouble. They are sorry that you had to leave from Archers in such negative circumstances, but they believe that you will be better for it.
Isar folds it up and tucks it away, happy with the response.
And he also said to, your father specifically said to take care of Eileen.
Yep.
Eileen tucks the letter away into her bag.
All right. Yeah, Luce, you finish your letter, and the gnomish one reaches back and asks for 1 gold piece,
Okay. 1 gold.
takes it, and then files it away.
Awesome.
I also have a letter to send to our room, Green, in Verizam.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this Grandpa Aru. This will take some time to get to you, and you will most likely get my status faster from Virion Leoke. Is that the right name? Still, I have gone through many things with my faithful companions. I also have a warg puppy. Sorry, not really. Still sorry. Anyway, this is simply a letter to let you know I am well and in good hands, because I am aware it is comforting to hear such words from me personally. We are headed to Coram Pelrin now. I will write to you again. I hope you are taking care of yourself. Sleep in a proper bed. I love you, Adia. Little, and gives 1 gold.
All right.
Little.
Yep. Takes a gold piece from you and takes the letter.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What else you want to do?
Racer.
Run by the museum real quick.
Bath.
Yes.
And then beg
Oh,
for my
yeah.
job back so I don't have to travel anymore.
All right. Eileen goes to take a bath. You can mark off like 3 silver, I'll say, for getting to take a nice bath and being able to kind of have a little bit of a spa day.
3 silver. Okay.
Unless you want it to just be like just not fancy at all, or just like literally just clean your body and.
I'll just do the 3 silver.
Okay. This is for like a nice bath, you know, like
Eileen will be
a
at the
nice
counter.
bathing area.
And open her coin pouch and shuffle it around and take out the last remaining 3 silver pieces and put it on the counter slowly, and then just kind of, oh no. As
Like,
she
we're
now
about to get a
has
payday, okay?
0 platinum, 0 silver, 0 gold, 0 copper.
Oh man. Oh man.
Legitimately-
One hawk that hates me. Alright, but I did have 3 silver to cover that, so as long as I don't need to eat for the
Okay.
next few days, I'm good.
There you go. Yeah, you go and bathe. Alita, you go to the. What's up?
Speaking of eating,
Oh.
do I need to, or am I good? How am I feeling?
You're all right now. You're starting to feel a little bit of tug of hunger,
Okay,
but you're decent for now.
noted.
Yeah,
Alita, you head to the museum.
yeah. I'm assuming Adia and the others will join as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Museum.
Adia is
Research.
our free ticket in.
Oh yeah.
Doing research for the Farazam.
Yes.
You head by the museum, flash your Verizam credentials, and then are escorted into the museum. What would you like to do in the Recondite Vault?
Guess we're looking up the 9 hills.
Anything
so.
regarding the ley lines, portal, like traveling to other planes and the hells.
Oh, there's nothing specifically regarding ley lines or traveling, but there is like a section about the hells and just general information about it.
Can we find that name? The
Demerel?
yes.
No. You look and there's no information of that name.
Okay.
Too low rank.
I would say you do find some information on the City of Steel. It is a devil city in the 2nd layer of hell. It is very much related to creating devilish weaponry for the Blood Wars. It is a forging city and a industrious metalworking city. Beyond that, there's not too much more specific information.
Okay. Cool.
Alito, I'm assuming that we probably have like a guide or something, right?
This is not a guided part of the tour now. That's the magical section of like arcane artifacts. That's where the guided tour is that you already went on. This is just like general information.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Any like map of known ley lines?
Nothing like that now.
Hmm.
Cool.
Any other ideas? Is there a museum, public library? That's a
There's
thing.
not.
Okay.
There's not a
Okay.
museum public library.
Alita will see if she can inquire with the staff if there's any way that they can track down more information that they might be looking for. See if they
Regarding ley lines or
traveling to other realms and methods of doing so, or see if they know like of any other places that might have more information on that.
okay. Wait one sec. I'm reading something. Oh, okay. Well, one other thing for the city of Steel is just as like a tidbit of information that you see when you're reading over it, because it is a museum. It would say that like a fun fact about the city of Steel is that they very much value like fine craftsmanship and like intricate weaponry and intricate designs of things. It's kind of like a form of currency there, or at least highly valued, is fine craftsmanship. Anyway, you go to some of the historian, or try to find a historian at the Recondite Vault, and you find the curator person, the Tabaxi man, who is a snow leopard spotted pattern, cream colored fur, light blue eyes. You've spoken to him before. He was the one that gave you information about some information about the Farseeka Moth and kind of warned you against it.
Hi, we're back again with an undead.
So yeah, you-
This time
you
we're going
see
to hell.
Curator Purcell sees you again. Pleasure to see you again. How can I help you?
We are
Yeah.
have a bit of a predicament. We're trying to research more information when it comes to traversing the other planes and methods of reaching them. We're hoping that you may know like other sources that we may be able to seek out and follow.
Well, traversing the plains is no easy feat. It requires either high-level magic, being able to shift planes through high-level arcane practices, or there are ritualistic manners in which you can traverse the plains and places where they are weaker, barriers between the realms that are lightened and are able to cross over from that point. Ley line points that connect the realms. Why do you ask?
No reason.
A friend of ours is stranded of sorts. We're trying to find a way to reach out to him or find some way to get him back.
Traversing the plains is a quite dangerous matter. Even the more benevolent planes of existence can be hostile to mortal kind.
We know.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to cry.
So, do we have an option? Do you have an option for us?
For what?
Not just Alita.
Currently, our friend is trapped in the hells. Would you know of a way to be able to reach them, or?
I would recommend wishing them the best of luck and moving on with your life.
Cool. We did sort of just save her from the void. I think perhaps we have some chance.
To be fair, we did have a very powerful
Yes, well,
blood hunter, something, a warrior fighter with us.
we had Fair Stormstep with us.
Yes.
You met Ver Stormstep, the
Well,
Fallen Blade.
yes.
We had aligned interests at the time, and he aided us in. It's a long story. He aided us in reaching out to Adia, who was trapped of sorts in the void.
That is an incredible story.
We also met Vedrith. He is as majestic as you expect him to be.
The Shrouded Flare.
Yes.
Yes.
You met the King of the Nether Dragons.
He is very intimidating.
Surely you're joking.
I
I wish.
wish.
I got a dog because of it.
That makes no sense.
That is not a dog, that is a warg.
Oh, yes, a warg. I do like to call him a dog, though, because he's so cute.
He
He's
will
like,
not be in a few months.
But that's... Nurture is stronger than nature, surely.
Surely.
Everyone over here is like, yeah.
So...
So what do you want from me, Void Traversers?
Oh, that is a very fancy way of calling us. Should that be our...
We're not having this discussion now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're hoping that at the very least you might be able to point us in a direction that might have more information on the subject, or
On the subject of,
traversing planes.
I have told you pretty much the only manners that there are to traverse the plains, either with powerful magic or by traveling to the place where the veil is thin between planes and finding a ritualistic way or some sort of art that would allow you to cross through.
Do you know where we can learn more about these rituals?
It will depend on the plane of existence you're trying to travel.
The hells.
Yes.
If you wish to travel to the hills, I'm sure that there are many salivating devils that would wish to take you there.
See, we
I
just
would
have
love to make a deal.
I look over at Adia.
I know, me too.
Adia's ears just go flat against her head. She slinks down a little in her seat.
Be warned, making deals with devils is never a clean matter. They are always trying to connive and find a way to deceive you.
Yeah.
What if the deceiving is directly related to killing me?
That would not be deceiving. That would just be killing.
Just sinks that a little lower.
Luckily, devils do not generally seek to kill people for no reason. Generally, they want to make deals and try to gather their soul through lawful means. They are not quite as overtly violent as demons. They want to take something from you through deals and contracts rather than simply kill.
So, if potentially, hypothetically, there is a compelled bone devil who wants to kill me, will they just kill me, or will they try to strike a deal in order to kill me lawfully?
If there's a bone devil that wants to kill you,
Don't worry about the details.
That's weirdly specific.
then it would try to kill you. I don't understand the question.
Would it try to kill me immediately, or would it try to do it lawfully? Would it try to find a reason, try to make a deal to kill me?
You said that it wants to kill you.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Never mind.
I don't know how to help you with this.
Then it would kill you. No?
Yes, never mind. I was just trying to assume maybe it would try to find a reason to kill me, and therefore, if we give it a reason
I don't
to
think it
kill
needs
me,
a reason.
yeah,
If it wants to, what is that not the reason?
Yes, I have tried. I have attempted to find another ways, and it's not working. Never mind. It's all hypothetical.
Sure.
Oh shit.
That is all I can really tell you. Is if you're looking for a way to the hells, then either powerful magic or some sort of ritual, finding a ley line directly related to the hells, finding a devil that would be willing to strike a deal to take you there.
Cool.
Is summoning a demon easier than making a portal to the Nine Hells?
What do demons have to do with this?
You mean devil?
Devil. Sorry.
Just
Summoning devils is also a powerful magic. Again, I would entirely advise against going to the hells.
We
It's not a
Friendly?
hospitable place for mortal kind,
Oh, yes.
or
We
any
did get-
kind for that matter.
We did get ill in the void. Well, not we. I wasn't there.
I don't mean getting ill. I mean being enslaved or trapped or killed or anything along those lines.
awesome.
This is sounding better and better.
Thank you for your time. Bid you a good day.
Be
Sorry.
safe.
Yes. Sorry for the hypotheticals and wasting your time on that.
Good day.
Yo.
You will walk off.
I think we need to seriously consider if we are even up to saving Micah at this point.
He asked for help.
I don't
We
think
saved-
we can give him help.
He saved
We
our
got-
lives.
Look, I don't want to leave him there any more than you do. But we got lucky. We got really fucking lucky with Ferris. I don't know if we'll have that same luck with the Hells.
I want to keep looking. For
This
a way.
sounds honestly, this sounds like it could be more dangerous than the Void.
true. But I do want to keep looking for a way. Like, maybe in the meantime we're looking, we'll get stronger. But I do want to keep looking for Micah's sake. Maybe even to give that option to someone else who can somehow do it themselves better than us.
What are you doing during this time, Eileen? After you finish bathing?
Eileen?
I'm sorry, I
Huh?
didn't hear. What was that?
What are you doing after you finish bathing while they go to the Recondite Vault?
Well, I thought about breaking into the museum again, but decided against that. Um, Try to clean up. I mean, I would probably just wait outside the museum for him. Honestly, I don't have anything to do here.
One of the guards recognizes you.
No, no.
Hello?
Yeah.
You guys leave the museum and
No, wait.
No?
Wait. Is the dragon still there?
the guard. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
well, you'd have to go on the tour, the magical, like guided tour.
You can't just look around by yourself?
No.
Not in the magical section.
You'd need a.
Because you might try and steal that crazy sword.
Then I guess in that case I will just ask Persil, like, what, is the dragon still here? Just a question.
Yes.
Just thought you would have left by now. Oh, thank you.
He has remained here since the sword was brought.
Will he stay here forever?
I assume until the sword is no longer in need of protection.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I wanted to know.
Alright,
That
you
was-
guys head out and see Eileen outside, kind of hiding in a bush.
What's up, Eileen?
I was hiding in a bush, I guess.
I thought you said you were trying not to be spotted.
No, I didn't say that at all. I was just standing outside.
Okay. I thought you were saying you were trying not to get spotted by the museum personnel.
Sorry, there was something in that bush. I was.
Taking a shit.
I think somebody dropped a copper in there or something. And I'm real broke.
Make an
guys.
investigation check.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck,
no.
I'm about to double my. Wait.
Someone else took a shit there.
It's just shit. Natural 19. Give me a cup.
You find 2 silver on the ground.
Woo! I almost made that money back for the bath. Eileen is covered in dirt, and as you walk out, she holds up 2 silver coins. Yes!
um,
I can,
Eileen, we're really gonna be paid in 2 days.
I don't have a
Also-
room for 2 days.
don't we? Don't you still need to go take a bath? What were you doing this whole time?
Gooch eyes you.
I didn't think about. Shut up, bird. I did take a bath. I'm just, nothing lasts forever.
How long were we in there?
Like 20 minutes.
Eileen just wiped some of the dirt off of her cheek. It's fine. It's not even that much. It's
Spread
just
it.
a little bit.
Okay.
Somewhere a branch came up and hit you. You know, branches, trees.
You know, druid. Branches, trees, dirt.
Duh. Obviously.
Did you guys find anything, or are we letting them go?
Why do you say it like that?
Just saying. If we don't have a way in, I mean, we don't really have an option on that end, anyways, right?
We did learn how dangerous it might be.
Just now?
Well, in more detail.
Oh, what'd they say? Like, prison forever, or like, just kill you on sight.
Either or.
More or less.
Okay, yeah, no. That's not fun. But a way in, you guys found it?
options.
Okay, good. Options that we can like reach in a relatively good amount of time. Like accessible options, like
Leah's just shaking her head.
no. Okay, so
No.
like a gate somewhere that we have to go to, and like it's just open, and we can just kind of. No. Okay.
A deal with a devil.
I'll make a deal with you.
Are you? I don't think you're a devil. I think
think
you're
so either.
a tiefling.
I think I'm part devil or something. I don't really understand it.
You have devilish lineage.
Maybe your mother can give us a discount.
Ah,
If you find her, let me know.
can't-
You just
okay.
say my mother? My mother's name out of your fucking mouth.
Keep my mom's name out your fucking mouth. Okay, so you guys found absolutely nothing. I took a bath and then got dirty again. So we all accomplished legitimately nothing since we've been here.
We delivered
Hooray.
letters. We sent out letters.
Oh, you did. I was there. Yeah, that's right.
we learned more information. It was not all a loss.
Gotcha. So what's the next step? What are we doing? Obviously an inn for the night, hopefully. Hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
I look at Asar. Yeah, I just feel like I've been staying on my own too much. I think maybe it'd be good if we
we
bunk back together
Well-
like we used to, like
we were all traveling in a caravan together.
no, I mean like in civilized world. Like I kept getting my own room, and now I feel like maybe it's time I integrate back in with the rest of the group. And
Are you okay?
I mean,
Have-
we haven't been here that long. Can we just like rejoin the caravan and keep going?
is that the plan?
Well, we still do need to get to the lift.
I thought we were gonna stay here.
Yeah, the caravan is going to keep going because the lift is at the border.
Okay, I thought the plan was to stop here and look for more information. Was this the only place?
I mean, we can loop back, but
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with keep moving.
Perhaps Corum might have. No, Corum is a fortress.
I mean, Powrin
What's a
is
city?
Powrin is a very weird and occult type of region. So there are all kinds of strange things that happen there. There might be
they prefer to use
Information.
esoteric. Come on.
Mhm. There might be
We-
some information on weird things and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There is also apparently a infernal presence in the northern region
Forest.
above Corum.
Yes. So perhaps you can get more information in Corin. So more preparation and perhaps more ideas and a direction in Corum.
Seems like it.
We are headed towards there anyway.
Okay.
Sorry, Micah.
What time of day is it?
It's still pretty early in the day. You guys
Okay.
just got here and immediately went to the museum.
Catch up with the caravan, I guess. Sooner the better, right? Eileen can have mine.
You guys head off with the caravan again out of Glacia back towards the Great Lifts.
Sure.
All right.
It sounds like the plan.
Head back towards the Great Lifts and begin your ascent, leaving the caravan behind because they cannot traverse it. The Great Lifts are not currently in service. They are a large caravan, so they're going to have to wait until you guys restore the lifts. But you make it to the bottom with the caravan after about a day's travel, and then the second day is you guys climbing back up the lifts by yourself on foot. Yeah, anything you guys want to do during those 2 days, let me know. It'll be the 17th of Gammon.
I'm gonna keep working on Gooch.
Keep working on anchovy.
All right.
Going
What
to
about
listen.
Kylo?
What's Kylo up to?
Kylo's just looking for that shiny stone, the pretty rock. It was just he's pecking at Adia's pocket.
Feed Kylo.
Okay.
But don't teach him anything because he's gonna be free.
That's a free bird.
have nothing to say from this experience. No gained knowledge, nothing. Pretty rock.
All right. You make it back to the top of the Great Lifts and go and seek out the captain that had tasked you with returning it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Wow. Long time no see.
You go and find Captain Wheeler and approach towards his tent as he comes out and looks at all of you.
Hi, sir. I don't know if you remember us, but contracted us to find the battery for the lift.
Sorry, you're gonna have to refresh my memory. I assigned a lot of people to do that.
Hello. Remember the questions?
I remember
Have
you.
more. Yeah. Hello.
I remember you.
Lita will just kind of like take the battery off her back.
You found it.
Yep.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow. He goes over to take it.
Fought a demon and went through the void to get it. So I hope
A
it's
demon?
worth it.
Well,
A demon
well,
took it?
An angel took it.
An angel took it.
An
And they-
angel took it to get to demons.
The devils.
What?
Right.
Devils.
We don't even know why they wanted it in the first place. It was some sort of portal. Look, we're just as confused as you are at this point.
But we killed it.
Okay, that's good, I think. Killing an
Well-
angel?
Our friend Micah killed it and then was sucked into the hells and
Oh,
called us for help.
It was a group effort.
right. Okay. Thank you for bringing it back.
Wasn't easy.
Understood. It has been sorely missed and the lifts have been inoperable. It has been quite a ordeal for trade routes and supply chains. I'm sure everyone will be overjoyed to have it back and running.
Good.
I'm just glad to be able to bring so much capital and good economy to our thriving nations here. There'll be so much money flowing through this place. For our efforts.
Absolutely. Still standing like arms extended to take it from you.
Yeah, Alita will hand it over.
He goes and calls over some engineers, it looks like. And you see a couple of dwarves and some gnomes wander over as he hands it to them, and they go and bring it back
With on their
to.
head.
If it wouldn't be too much, can I observe how they operate it?
Sure. It's really just an engine power supply, but you're more than welcome. And he walks over with them, and you head over as well as you see them take the disc and kind of install it into this large panel. It like slots in, and then it begins to rotate. As you can see, many petty mages. It looks like they are not particularly powerful spellcasters, but you can see a bunch of them begin to channel magic into these like many slots that are around it. As you can see, arcane energy flowing in as the disc begins to spin more and more rapidly, and you can see the systems begin to whir to life and the energy crackling along the lines as the great lifts for the first time in quite a long time begin to move. The sound of heavy stone and large metal machinery begin to creak and come to life.
Yeah, Alita's definitely observing it all very closely, and even though like she's probably keeping a respectful distance from it, does she get any weird sense or feeling from it?
Nothing in particular.
All right. She'll also take out the compass, see if there's anything new on that.
Not currently. Still seems to be spinning.
All right.
Thank you for all of your efforts. Of course, you will be equally compensated. Please come with me. He goes back towards his tent and starts searching through. Pulls out a fairly large chest.
Wow.
Large cache of something and lugs it out for all of you. This was the stipend that was set aside by the government bodies between Pelrin and Kopru, mostly Kopru. But this is what was allocated for the efforts to repair the lift. And of course, since you provided pretty much all of the effort, it belongs to you.
And perhaps the person who created
Yes,
the
sorry.
lifts?
Slipped my mind. I had promised you. A writ. Yes. Goes and pulls out a wax-sealed letter and hands it over to you. Take this to the capital city in Mutov, Ushrov, and you can speak to the owners of NRG, Number and Rests Incorporated.
We hate them, don't we?
No.
Asar?
Or Number and Rests Scavenger.
They're not great, but I mean that's neither here nor there.
Okay, I thought we hated them.
It's our sister didn't like him.
Yeah.
Which I thought
They refuse to do business with Isar's family.
she hates them, I hate them, honestly.
You'll be able to find the headquarters of NRG and speak to the proprietors, hopefully, with this writ of passage.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So, how much coin are we looking at?
You open up the chest, and there is 1,000 gold pieces in the chest.
1,000.
Nice.
How do we?
Who should we say were the ones that returned us when we
God.
released the press announcement?
Moment of truth.
Ithar just braces himself. Somebody's gonna blurt something.
Alita wants to shout out 4 stars so badly.
I do too. I do too. I'm on the same page.
No,
What was the thing What was the thing we
The
said
strays.
before?
Strays.
The other one.
Strays.
So I'm on Peyton's side.
No, we say the strays.
That's what Alita would want to do. but
Eileen would
I want to
absolutely do it, but I
straight.
don't want to fucking throw her name away. Eileen is ready to blurt something unless somebody does it in the next 2 seconds.
Adia has her name, but she's not gonna say it because it's the It was the Void Striders or whatever.
Strays.
Where did that come from?
Oh my god!
Did we agree? Did we even talk about the strays?
Strays.
Do you want to be called? It's either that or 4 stars. Take your pick.
Is
Void
that really the
Strider.
only two
Star.
options?
Team
Void,
Void Star.
Void Striders.
Wood Strider sounds cool.
Where are we striding? We're going nowhere fast.
To the void.
We went there and back.
I don't
We-
want to
we
go back there,
started
really.
here and we
Let's
got
do it.
here in 25 sessions. Where are we
What did he say?
striding?
What do you mean
Sessions.
sessions?
My consciousness periods only happen a few hours a week.
But I do like the strays.
Yes, it's fine.
But why would we be called the strays? Like,
I mean, it makes sense for me.
how does it make?
It makes sense for you, Luz, because you popped out of nowhere instead of where you were supposed to be, and you were a stray with Alita.
I mean, the way I see it, Alita doesn't have her family around. I'm sorry. You don't have your druid circle. I don't have mine. Asar was banished from his, and Adia is missing hers.
I was fully prepared for you to just say Isar's ball.
It's our
I
fault.
thought about it.
Move on.
I thought about it,
Lost
and I
his
was like,
hair.
this is probably not
He's
the time to
so-
do it, but I thought about it. I want to let you know.
Hair's just fucking up and left.
Asar has a stray hair left, so we can assume that's enough, but
Wow.
God.
I think it fits. I don't like it as much as Team 4 stars.
The force.
Whoa! We're definitely
Team
not
what?
naming our
No,
team
yeah.
that.
You guys wanna be
Actually,
Team Foreskin?
yeah. I am more against 4 stars now than I ever
What
was
foreskin
before.
would actually work because we have one with fur.
No.
What?
What?
Well, I'm saying we have four people with
Oh,
regular
four
skin,
skins.
and then one with fur. So even though there's 5 people, we only have 4 skin.
The strays. We would like to be called the strays.
God.
We're locking that in,
Guess we sort of did just pick up a wren, and we did sort of pick up.
and a bird, and
It
Oh,
fits
war.
the more. It fits the more you think about it.
I have a puppy, Mr. Captain Wheeler. Would you like to pet the puppy?
That
It's
looks
a
like
warg.
a warg.
It is a
warg.
warg.
Why do you have a warg puppy?
I am trying to socialize it.
It's the question I ask every day.
I'm alright, thank you.
Oh. he's
Yeah, I
adorable.
guess we're the 4 strays. The strays, 4 stars.
Strays,
What is our name?
strays,
Strays.
Strays.
Alright, I will prepare the press release.
So, press release?
Well, there
We're
needs to
gonna be
be
in the
information disseminated to everywhere to let everyone know the great lifts are back online, and I assume it would be good to say who.
Oh. That's lovely.
It could certainly help.
Oh, devils watch the news. Yeah, they watch Fox.
All right. Well, thank you, Strays. We will
I hate it.
hopefully cross paths again.
Oh, that was gross. I didn't like how he said it.
Maybe we should call ourselves the Void Striders, or maybe the Striders.
I don't like the word striders.
Why?
Because we're not striding anywhere.
We have done the majority of our time together has been walking.
Then can
and
we
we
call ourselves
strode
walkers?
we strode across 3 realms.
Yeah,
Jim's
it
gonna
is 3
file
and
for copyright infringement if you
We're
call yourself the
having-
Void Walkers.
We're having.
That's true. maybe the never mind. It's fine.
I mean, if we go
Fine.
Void
We're having
Striders,
branding issues.
I mean, we could just go plain Striders at that point, couldn't
The
we?
Striders.
The Striders?
There you
Strays,
go.
strays,
Just make it
stra-
even more of the word
The
that.
Stray Striders.
That's
SS.
horrible.
No.
No.
Just the strays.
Yes,
the strays. Yeah, this is getting worse and worse by the second.
That's what I'm saying.
I will prepare the press release. Thank you again, and safe travels. I have
Thank-
matters to attend to now.
But
Okay.
Captain Wheeler, I still have more questions for you.
Sorry, I'm very busy. And he turns
Oh.
and runs off.
Oh no, what a tragedy.
So that we can catch a ride, so we can rejoin with the rest of the caravan on the other side.
Yes.
All right.
He ran
The
so
lifts continue to whir and bring the caravans up to the top. Yours at the forefront. You rejoin with it and are brought down the great lifts, now running again to the other side of the Koparu Pelgrim Mountain Range.
Nice.
And that is where we will pick up next time.
Woo! We have
All right.
1,000 gold now.
200 for each of us. I'm taking my 200.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Of course,
Listen,
if
times are tough.
Look,
If you
most of
guys
us are
need any,
broke,
though.
okay?
yeah.
SR almost has 1,000 gold to himself.
Oh my god.
This is a man who saves money, not buys unreasonable animals.
SR is an investor.
And yet,
Yeah.
Isar's also like bought like a lot of shit.
Here, Alina gave a good part of her money to lose for the scroll and the
The book.
diamond. Yeah.
Yeah, Luce has
Yeah.
just somehow been using other people's money.
Trust fund, baby.
All right, GG's,
I haven't
everybody.
had-
Jeez, guys.
GG.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for the game. I wish my mouth didn't eat this much.
Yeah.
Next week,
I hope you feel better,
Pelrin
Phil.
Forest.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
I hope I feel better too. I put in a
Yeah.
request to